Ooh, welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. Now, the question mark will be relevant soon. Anyway, I thought we'd start here on the title screen. While I was sorting out this, I was definitely not watching the Shadowbringers one repeatedly. No, let's go through the Heavenwards demo and title. Just to highlight what you'd see on the screen if you decided to wait on the menu back when this was the relevant expansion. Starting in the snowy mountains. You could argue that the trailer version of the Royal Light is a more order right now with that big huge fuck off axe. We're not. But, you know. They had to pick a weapon, so, you know. We get a very snowed covered shot of the Gates of Judgment. Ergo, literally, the end of When We're Born. And this is an excellent recap as to what was going on right before we made it to Ishgard. So, you know. Dynamo dead. Damn it. A whole bunch of shenanigans. Walbin loses an arm. Lorito takes possession of being a bastard since Telergi's dead. Too many people are dying all in one go, but hey, you know, need to set up the stakes as we flee. I am trying. Part of me thinks I should just be talking continuously because, fun fact, the first part of the Final Fantasy XII one has like a copyright warning on it. Like, some of the music might be a little bit. There's even like might be even the full motion video stuff, and I'm like, what? Anyways, dragons! We should know this considering a good chunk of the patch content in When We're Born was very much damn dragons. So, you know. Turns out, not being a ranged class actually hurts us. There's also highlights dragoons. At least they're not dying horribly, I guess. Just do the aura farm on the thing, and like Piccolo. That was a fun period on the internet where suddenly everyone cared about aura farming. Keep in mind, Piccolo doesn't really do much in Dragon Ball Z other than aura farm, so, you know. Because, well, to be fair. Inside the safety of a room. But this does give us a shot of Ishgard. How lovely. And there's more to it than just snow, thankfully. If Evercold ever has even a singular patch of sand, then Square Enix have lied and we should sue them for their money. Anyway, we do get to see Sid here. Hooray! Meaning he's still relevant. That's always good. But army of dragons. It's almost like as if the last parts of Rumble kind of was setting that one up. Alongside this, of course, though. Evil bastard. Oh, but no. Full motion video does make you look a lot more like it. Which is fine. Oh boy, I can't wait for the AI catch me up on the thing will be like, you spent a while watching a intro cinematic, therefore you actually wasted time. You should have immediately got into the action. I'll be like, what action? There were dragons everywhere! Dragoons trying to stop the dragons from living! What more action could you want? No. Accidentally clicked on the inspiration button. That does AI. That's AI generated stuff. I fucking hate that. I fucking hate it. I think it's... Especially when it's like, oh yes, just no Hill Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Couple of issues with that one there, YouTube. 1. Haven't played Xenoblade Chronicles 3, so I really shouldn't try doing any challenge ones with that. 2. I don't know how healing works in Xenoblade Chronicles 3 because I haven't played the fucking game. And 3. I haven't fucking played Xenoblade Chronicles 3. I've barely touched the first one. I've played X. That that is a video game. Anyway, so yes, that was the intro movie of it, and I do love the fact that you can just watch these at any time you desire to on the main menu. Ooh, patch 7.5 has occurred. I spent about half an hour just sat here twiddling my thumbs waiting for it to update. Damn you, swear. But so, you know, if you really want to spoil yourself on any of the future stuff, you can. Especially for all those that are going in through the free trial that now includes Shadowbringers. That is a good expansion, so you fuckers get it for free. I complain. But anyways, oh, I maybe should have just... I don't know why I'm bothering doing that, actually. I don't know why I'm bothering. The world is already known. Like, it has regularly appeared on the screen. So you know which data center as well by proxy. Fuck's sake. If anyone watching and chooses to invade the screen, yeah, Sagittarius. And chaos in terms of data center. It's almost like as if I'm in Europe. As much as my country hates it. No, I joke around a bit. Oh boy, server congestion. Woo, it's almost like as if a new patch occurred. I'm gonna have to compete with server space with all the people who won't be in Ishgard. Hooray! Even I won't be in Ishgard too much. Oh, I'm spoiling things. Although I think in the description I'm spoiling things. I made a poll and then there were no votes because obviously I don't have that kind of reach. I was kind of hoping for the algorithm to work its charm for once. I'd rather not leave it to a tie. That's basically me going to be coin flipping whether or not I remain over leveled or not. So, anyways, while we do have Taint misbehaving here for White Mage, we're not even going to bother with it right now. For now, though, let's start. Let's actually do the first quest of Heavenwards, coming to Ishgard. Insert MVP's theme, WWE theme, I should say. Not whatever theme he uses in AEW. Does he even have a theme, or is it just like the group he leads theme, and that's it? I don't know. I don't watch AEW, so I have no clue.
The dawn's light will shine again.
If you say so, Alphino.
So long as we have these specious accusations hanging over us, we will struggle to achieve anything.
Well, could always try clearing our name.
You must go to Ishgard, as Tataru proposed. I will return to Uldar.
Alright, have fun, Alphino. Me and Tataru can go on an amazing adventure. Ta-da! Oh, hey, Orshafon.
Pray, do not be so hasty, Master Alphino.
Lord Orshafon.
Full well do I understand your desire to clear your names. But now is not the time for drastic action. You yet have allies upon whom you can rely.
Well, yes, that's true. We do have Yagiri, wherever the fuck she currently is. And Sid, and that's about it, really. There's not too many people, actually, that can actively get here that would be able to help us.
Yes. Yes, of course. Pray forgive my impatience.
May we at some point return to Uldar, but for now, let's not.
I bring tidings. Count Edmond has decreed that the three of you be taken in
Hooray!
as wards of House Fortin. Under our patronage, you shall be granted access to the city proper.
Finally! Pardon me.
Pray, consider our manor your new headquarters, from which you may gather information and plan how best to proceed.
Thank you, Horshafon's house.
Needless to say, should any of your missing allies be found, as I am certain they shall, they will of course be welcome to join you there.
A sensible thing to do. I actually have a topic to talk about for once. We'll do that on the travel to Ishgard.
You are more than generous, my friend. On behalf of my fellows, I humbly accept your offer of hospitality.
Alphino speaking for the free, I see.
The Count is a good man and just. He will treat you with the kindness
Evil man and
that a
unjust.
hero
I really do need to
and
clean
a
my ears
friend
out.
Deserves.
To Ishgard, then. Together.
Yay.
There we shall carry on the Scion's legacy, There we shall begin anew.
Here.
I'll prepare the firewood for the next time it burns down. Yeah, okay, well, pessimism aside. We're on the road to Ishgard. That doesn't fit as well. Anyway, we gotta speak to Horshavant to carry this on. I must go out on ahead and speak with the Count. Fear not, however, for everything has been arranged. Hooray! Sentries at the Gates of Judgment have been informed of our decision. You need but state your names and they will allow you to pass. My manservant will be waiting for you at the city gates, ready to escort you to our manor, where we shall meet again. Until then, so Horshavant himself will also be within Ishgard. Hooray! Anyway, so there's been like a bunch of memery of like House DS game, like the series of like that TV series, medical thing. I haven't really watched much of it. Turns out it's real. I thought it was just a joke. I thought it was just a meme. There it was on a shelf, selling for about 20 quid, and I'm like, what? I haven't picked it up. I didn't pick it up, but it's like, what? I also said same retro store has some of those like anime figures, as like they're properly licensed by like Sega, because it was some Hatsune Miku ones, and it was just like, this looks weird, and not in the sense of you're just putting this in public. This not safe for. It wasn't not safe for work, but some of the poses some of the figures had just made me think, I know the audience here. You know, that sort of just, kind of thing. But anywho, we've made it, because Gate of Judgment is not that far from Camp Dragonhead. Wards of House Four Temps? Ah yes, you may pass. Finally, we can enter Ishgard! Finally, a new city-state for us to be in, and technically, canonically, the only city-state we should be in. Although, you can head back to Gridania, Limsa, and even older, and you won't get harassed for being there.
And so they came, at a friend's behest.
Other than Tataru wearing warm coats while we're just wearing our normal gear. That's on us, we should have been a bit more careful.
Heroes once celebrated as saviors of Eorzea, brought low through treachery, their names blackened with royal blood. With memories of the lost and dreams of redemption.
And hopefully a better bit weight once we get out the cutscene.
They came.
Because goddammit, Snow loves to destroy that. Ooh, pardon me. Oh, and while we're within areas that aren't Realm Reborn, we won't be able to fly. Damn it. But we'll deal with that when we get there.
Shining city on the
different. There's a different mechanic.
Overlooking the dominion of Kurthus.
Very grey for a shining city.
A great and proud nation, devoted to Halone, the Fury, ruled by Thordan VII, Archbishop of the Ishgardian Orthodox Church.
Hooray! Religion. Let's not say anything stupid.
The last bastion of the faith, her walls ever bristling with the sworn swords and spears of her 4 high houses.
Indeed they are. Well, as high as they can be.
A land that after 1,000 years of war had forgotten what it was to be at peace.
People are hurting. There are definitely looks to be some poor around.
Through gates long closed, the warrior of light and his companions passed, entering at last a city whose history was written in blood. In the midst of the Dragonsong War they came. 3 weary travelers whose arrival
suspicious of
would set in
outsiders,
motion
they be.
great change. Though none knew then how great.
From the memoirs of Count Edwin D. Four Temps, Heavenwards. So at some point, Count Edmund de Fortemps writes a book about the tales of Heavenwards. Or at least this part of Heavenwards. Interesting idea there, Square. Hope it pays off one day. Anyways, we are now in Ishgard, though we will do Coming to Ishgard fully first before we go running around. Actually, can we access? I don't see... I think we actually do need to do Coming to Ishgard because I don't see Dark Knight on the map. So, let's talk to the manservant. Greetings, Master Fur. On behalf of Horse Fortemps, I bid you welcome to Ishgard. My lord humbly requests your presence at his residence in the Pillars. If you would all come with me. Before doing that, let's actually go to the Aetherite Plaza and get that sorted out first. This is just more so that I don't have to... If we teleported out of here accidentally, then we wouldn't be like, oh great, I've got to walk all the way back to the Gates of Judgment, let me back in please fellas, and all that, so you know. We'll be having to run around Ishgard to an extent anyway, so we'll pick up some of the other ones that we don't get immediately. Like, we're running past this one, might as well get it. Oh wait, oh no, Dark Knight starts in the Pillars then. Machinist is right there. Ah, damn it. So, because Dark Knight, I swear, has to do with being in the Broom area a little bit, but it's been a while. Due to the fact that these classes are only available when you get into Ishgard, they actually kind of suck a little bit in that sense. Like, you have to actively want to be one of them. Whereas with every other expansion, it's just, oh hey, I hit level 60, I can switch to Gunbreaker. And you can just go to Gridania and get the quest. Yeah, you'd be over leveled. Yeah, you'd probably be over geared if you're still in, say, One Reborn content. But it's doable. You could theoretically grind up to the level required for Viper or Pictomancer and then do a whole bunch of content that they are not designed for, way over leveled. And so obviously that would be a long grind, and I wouldn't recommend it in the slightest to do that, but some people are just that mad. Some people are very much that mad, and Horse Frontier, yay! Well, let's go get the Aethernet shard here. Back to doing this sort of thing. You can tell when someone's started an expansion. But yes, Ishgard as a whole, and we'll probably explain through it, does have facilities that are found in every other city-state so far. The warrior light and his brave companions, walking the streets of Ishgard at last. What a glorious sight! I cannot tell you how long I have waited for this day. Allow me to present you my family home, Fortemps Manor. I should like nothing more than to show you around, but everyone is gathered to receive you. Come, my friends, introductions must be made, and we hand in the quest. I actually am going to change class to one of the Heavenwards ones. I know you know which one I want to go for.
My lord, I have returned.
But we've got cutscenes first to deal with. Then we'll actively get involved.
I hope your journey was not too taxing.
You know, snow, more snow. Thankfully no dragons.
I, Count Edmond de Fortemps, do bid you welcome. As wards of House Fortemps, you shall be afforded every courtesy. My home is yours.
Hooray!
My companions and I are deeply honored, Count Fortemps.
The honor is mine, Master Alfino. Consider it an expression of our gratitude for your service to Ishgard.
Fair enough on that one actually, because yeah, we've helped Ishgard out quite a bit actually.
Forgive me, my lord, but are you not concerned? To accept foreign guests at such a juncture, especially ones with our reputation.
Do not worry yourself on my account. 'Tis true that Ishgard's first thought has ever been the war
Obviously,
effort,
that makes
hence the
perfect
closing
sense.
of our borders. Yet it is in troubled times most of all that men should seek allies. Don't you think?
It's always good to have allies instead of enemies, for the most part, but, you know.
Granted, my decision will have raised eyebrows in the vault and in the halls of the other high houses. But so long as you continue with your altruistic endeavors, I doubt my honored peers will feel moved to voice their concerns.
We've helped out some of the other houses a bit as well
Then
in
there
the
is naught to
Rumble and
fear.
stuff, so
Though our numbers are much reduced,
hopefully not
we are
too
no
bad.
less determined to
We have
carry
do
on
that
our
one.
work.
Full glad am I to hear it. But before you return to your labors, why not take a tour of the city?
Right, that makes perfect sense.
You would do well, I think, to acquaint yourselves with your new surroundings. After all, you may be here for some time.
How long? The time of how long it's been since the start of Rumbleborn, I'm not entirely clear of. So, anyway, our next quest here is Alphino is taking in the sights, and this is when we start finding gear. Ooh, look at all this, level 50 gear with various stuff. That is showing as not red because we picked up Samurai at some point. We'll keep that in mind. And we get cutscenes immediately into the next quest. I'll grab it while we're in here. You know, it's sensible to do that. Though our friends in House 4 Temps have been generous enough to extend their protection, we must take care not to impose too much on the hospitality. Yeah, we don't want to impose too much and all that on them. It is only proper that we learn about our new home so that we might become more self-sufficient. It'll take a while to learn the lay of the land, but learn it we must. And there's the markets and taverns. We'll need to know where to shop and where to hear small talk. It would seem a tour of the city is indeed in order. I thank you for your counsel, my lord. My companions and I shall of course do as you suggest. Very good. Then my manservant shall accompany you. He'll be able to answer any questions you might have. But I grow forgetful in my dotage. Dotage? There is something I must give you ere we part. Their documentation is in order, I trust? Yes, my lord. These are so you don't get thrown right back out the gate. Those documents identify you as wards of House 4 Temps. Given that our borders have been closed for decades, many of my countrymen are unaccustomed to treating with foreigners. Should anyone happen to question your presence here, it may prove necessary to remind them that you remain under the protection of House 4 Temps. But let us hope that it shall not come to that. Please don't jinx things, Count Edmund. Rest assured that we shall do our utmost to avoid any situation which might compel us to invoke your name. Chris, Tataru, the city awaits. Yee. Let's go. Woo. We gotta walk around the city. Because we gotta figure out where everything is. I'm mostly just gonna check what level 30 gear I've got. Yep, that's right. Sorry for the subterfuge. This is not gonna be much of Heavenwards. This is we'll just leave the manservant here. For the moment, because I want to do the quest as the class I want to play as. So yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff here. So yeah, Dark Knight actually starts up there. The tribunal one, and of course there is Astrologian. At that point, I may well just stick to White Mage. It is my philosophy there, because it's pure heals just like White Mage. Well, I say pure heals, but it does have some other stuff to it. I want to play something that has more than press one button throughout the leveling content. You know, that's just that's my logic. And Dark Knight would sufficient, would work in that sense. But let's head to Ishgard and let's become a mechanist. That's right, I'm going to have a gun. That's my plan of action. So, A, let's go to the Sky Steel Manufactory. B, let's get the AI to be like, oh, you're going into your inventory. Ooh. And double check, what do we actually have that's like level 30? Oh, that's plundered. Oh, crap. I might not have much in terms of level 30 gear. That is physical. Which means I might go to the marketplace, actually. I'm actually trying to just sell most of the gear I've got, just to make sure I've got the army chest opened up, because I'm not gonna... Because I've decided not to do that whole, I'm gonna grind all these classes up, because that would just take forever. But anyway, welcome to the Machinists Guild, aka the Sky Steel Manufactory. Not really much of a guild, but hey, you know. My prospectometer seems rather fond of you. Let's see, shall we? Odd garb, striking presence. Would I be right in assuming that you are one of those adventurous types? Why, yes, Stefanian. Fucking hell. Just be called Stefan, then we can make reference to some Scandinavian country, and it would be fine. No, that one. Ah, I thought as much. My prospectometer seldom lies. And let me just say, you've made the right choice in visiting our humble workshop. Welcome to Sky Steel Manufactory, where miracles are born from aether, metal, and imagination. From cannons to ballistas, we develop and manufacture a range of weapons designed for slaying dragon invaders. But we are also accepting students who wish to take up a firearm and learn the techniques of the Machinist. What say you? Are you interested in joining us and exploring the Machinist discipline? Yes. My cowboy's got a gun, my cowboy's got a gun. While I muck up that song in my head. You are? Well, of course you are. Otherwise my prospectometer would not have registered your obvious interest. In my excitement I've neglected to introduce myself. The name's Stefanian. Stefanian de Halionat. And you are? Hi, I am the Warrior Light. Oh, look at that. Chris, is it? Oh, Chris, allow me to welcome you once more to Sky Steel Manufactory. As I mentioned before, 'tis our charge to develop and manufacture weapons designed for slaying dragon invaders. But pray forget about those tired old inventions. The future lies in machinery. Machinistry, rather. A technology that weds the genius of Master Garlon's Magitech with traditional atheology. Every single one of my latest creations employs the principles of this unique discipline. And in the steady hands of trained machinists, my new inventions are going to alter the very face of warfare. Though I would dare say love to expand upon it in my revolutionary theories, we should begin by familiarising you with the tools of the trade, so to speak. Have you time now for a brief lesson? Oh, I suppose I do. We can go into a cutscene about this. Splendid! Now the first thing you must learn is the proper technique of handling a firearm. When the hell is our master of marksmanship? I swear the man is never about when I need him most. How dreadfully embarrassing. Here I've mercilessly piqued your interest, and now I must ask you to call again at a later convenience. Ah, darn it. Fine, I guess I'll be an astrologian then. Mayhap the next time you visit, our instructor will deign to put in an appearance. Then we can outfit you with the necessary equipment to learn basic marksmanship. And I might explain to you the particulars of the machinist's profession. I'm afraid he's gone for good this time, your lordship. Left a letter of resignation on your workbench and all. Oh no, the guy just up and quit. Confound the man! We cannot afford to lose such a pivotal employee at this crucial junction in our growth. Joy, prepare my accompaniment. I shall drag that scoundrel back by the lapels if need be. But, me lordship, we're even sure of where to start looking. You make a salient point, my dear. My prospectometer points to the lands of Lenosia. Ah yes, I should have realised that he would return to his homeland. But Lenosia, me lordship. Are you sure you want me to go there? I hear it's a nasty place where folk clout to you across the face as soon as they look at you. Aye, well, must admit a little familiarity with its infurians. Hark, Joy, the prospectometer chirps again. Of course, our aspiring machinist. We shall have the worldly Chris here act as our guide. For an explorer who has braved the harshest corners of Eorzea, the wilds of Lenosia must be akin to a garden path. Is that not so? Well, I mean, I haven't done well with this character, but you know. Aye, 'tis but a garden path. Easy enough. I can handle this. You see, Joy, my prospectometer never steers me awry. You will consent to guide us then, Chris? Yeah, sure. I'll be a guide. Then 'tis settled. Joy here, in addition to her loyal service to House Halionat, is the finest shot in the manufactory. As a novice machinist, I suggest you mark her technique well during our little jaunt to Lenosia. Speaking of which, we must needs decide upon a somewhat less vague destination. Now, I seem to recall our absent instructor mentioning companions from a Camp Overlook. Let that be our first protocol. Ah yes, Camp Overlook, that's in Outer Lenosia. Before we leave Ishgard, however, I'm going to go to the market board. I'm going to go buy some level 30 gear. The thing is, we start at level 30, which means we'll have to do a Hawkeye Manor one, then it's a Brave Fox one, at the very least one of Brave Fox. Thing is, no hunting log, so we can't just go around grinding on various creatures. That could have came out a little bit better, but nah, nevertheless. Right, the market board is here. We're right here. We're right by it. Very easy to get to, actually. Very, very easy. Now, we'll actually get our hands on a gun immediately when we actually start doing the quest. But I do want to check to see if there's any good level 30 gear that is on the market board. So, this is a good time to actually go into the market. You know? Simple enough. Really, actually. Pardon me. And hopefully it doesn't cost us the 279,000 gil we've got. Oh, have I spent half an hour playing? Oh, shit. Okay, let's speed things up a little bit here. Yeah, it's quiet. Almost like as if a patch has occurred. Anyway. We're not looking for arms, but we are looking for gear. I want to look for gear that Machinist would be wielding. That's level 30. So like just like some gear basically. So if we look on here, we get highlighted the toad-skin jacket. We'll actually end up getting one, so that's not helpful. I think I need to look at the quest. We get given a body and legs. So ideally what I'd want is like hands. Ah, shit. Okay, there's not much. And the farther down we go, this isn't... Wow, really? People really don't sell? Do people not farm like dungeons? Because these are just replicas because of how the level things work. Because obviously if I go 50, we get the level 50 gear. But that's not what we're looking for. So that's great. Thanks, people of the world. It's like, oh, level 44. That's great. But that's not what we're looking for. It's like if I look at Machina's arms, like... Like, obviously, I don't need that, but there's only one anyway. That's here, because obviously the first dungeon people do would be... Oh, never mind. People don't even sell those. Crap. Okay, well, I sort here. Battle Mage's Brayflock, so... Wow, we really did not pick up much Disciple of War stuff, did we? I think... I don't really have a Tone-Skin jacket. Ah, great. Okay, well... More important should be the trousers then. We might end up wearing level 24 gear. No, level 28. We have some Hawkeye gear. Okay, so we might end up wearing some Hawkeye gear. Potentially on some of these bits. Boy. Okay, right. Well, anyways, time to teleport to Camp Overlook. See, now this is the thing. If I picked Astrologian, we wouldn't be having this same issue. I'd be like, okay, well, time to just wear the level 30 healing gear. Time to heal all those dungeons again. Hurrah! Anywho, Stefanivian and Joy are here. So it's time to speak to them. So this is Camp Overlook. Indeed, its inhabitants do seem the type to clout a man in the face in the place of a how do you do. Shall we make some inquiries after our prematurely retired instructor? Let us wander through at this spot once we gathered what intelligence we may. Okay, there's some people around here we should talk to. Oh my god, there's a random other person around here. Well, anyways, that was obviously not worth talking to, but anyway. A green private, a bloke later Ishgard. Aye, there was a stranger come about, asking after one of our lads. Told him the sword he was looking for was in the cabin by the left, resting up from an axe wound. Ah, fair enough. Axe wounds are a thing around here, after all. There are some quests around here. I'm questioning the level of them at some point. Aye, I've seen him alright. Got himself a cold reception too. He can't come apologising for a deed a decade old and just expect to be forgiven. Oh yeah, because unlike certain wrestling companies, just by being employed by someone doesn't suddenly make you be forgiven. And there's a scrutinising pirate. You mean that big Woggadon bastard? You'll find him pacing the boards in front of the infirmary. Some of the lads seem to know the bloke, but no bugger seems eager to say how. Alright, okay. Well, we've got our information. Let's go back to Stefanian. Or maybe NIS has a role in localizing the name, and it's just Stefan, and the last bit is just completely silent. Yes, I will hang that over NIS's head for all the rest of the days that they exist. Fucking Mireille. Fucking, like, entire half a word is gone at that point. Like, fuck's sake. Man, I'm really hung up over a thing in one video game. Anyway, I'm just pressing A. Oops, Daisy. In the vicinity of the winch, you say? Let us investigate this infirmary then. Yeah, well, anyway. Right. I do that sometimes. So I'm just rambling a bit to myself and then I just skip a line of dialogue. Muscle memory? Question mark. Anyways, here we go. Cutscene time. We'll get aiming gear as we go through the dungeons though, so we won't be completely screwed over. Were the conditions of your employment not satisfactory? Return with us to the manufactory, and we can discuss more favourable terms. I understand that Ishgardians presently accord mechanists rather less than the respect they deserve, but I promise you, our worth shall shine through in due time. People will clamour to learn our profession. You cannot abandon us now, Rosnisful. Think of the future. That's actually going to be hard to pronounce sometimes. Leave me be. One more step and I'll blow your yapping jaw off. Well, this could have gone better. Joy, if you please. She's taken her hair down. And that apparently makes her look likely to shoot. Okay, well. Well, I'll just have Joy teach people then at that point. Oh well. You shite-eating bastard! Next time I'll aim for the shaft twixt your thighs. Not his penis. He needs that to pierce. Are you not proud? 'Twas you who taught Joy everything she knows about shooting, and spitting colourful profanity besides. Aye, the lasts learned me lessons well. Well enough to be a new master of marksmanship, I'd wager. And back to being more timid. Do you think so? Oh, but no, Joy is far too busy with her duties at the manor house. And besides, we have this budding machinist who is simply dying to learn from the great Rosniful. I am. I mean, yes, I certainly am. Buffalo shite! Any scrag who knows me would rather I did the dying. Oh, just look at you, the epitome of a roguish swashbuckler. Why ever did you cease brandishing your weapon in that fashion? 'Cause only pirate scum hold a firearm like this. And I ain't gonna teach the mechanic's way to no hopeless sausage-fingered adventurer what you've dragged in off the street. Then, you are saying that if our sausage-fingered adventurer shows a glimmer of hope, you'll consent to instruct him? Hey, I don't have sausage fingers, fuck all of you! Did you hear that, Chris? This is your chance to display your aptitude for marksmanship. Hooray! Here's a gun. Here, I took the liberty of packing some extra tools of the trade. Convince our reluctant instructor that you are serious in your intentions. See, all these people building more pistol stuff and we get what looks to be more like a rifle. Ah well. Not from around these parts, are ye? Fine, Stephenvian, I'll give your whelp one bloody chance. One lesson to see what he's made of. The fate of the Sky Steel manufactory, nay, the very future of machinistry is in your sausage fingers' hands. I keep telling you, they're more like butter. Take your weapons and aim for the stars. Now, we're not talking about stars, then I should have gone astrology, but no, well. No, dude, the problem. I would probably have to stop now, which is... That's the reason why I grabbed a bunch of classes. Oh, anyway, Machinist is now unlocked, which means we get the Mean Machine achievement. Hurrah! And we also get a new weapon. Do I actually have any of the guns? I do. I have the long stop one. So when we hit level 32, we'll have the long stop Actobus. That will be useful. But until then, no, I have to go into the menu. I have to do that, and now we're naked. Hooray! Nudity. Don't want to refresh that. We just want to make that, and then, yep, we're wearing some Hawkeye gear and some. Not okay, which is that. Okay. And one level 30 helmet I have. I don't know where I got that from. So it means we can go into the portraits bit and be like, ooh, what can we do with this? What am I using for my portraits? Yeah. Been using Thallium Antique. Okay. Maybe I don't want to though. Maybe we'll use the seashore, or the void, or a blue sky, or a starry sky. Metallic gold looks good. What sort of standing? There's holding the gun, and then there's holding the gun. Can we make it so we're looking at the camera? Yeah, this looks alright. This will do for now. Obviously, we shouldn't go too deep in this. But we also have to now sort out all of this stuff, so let's just delete everything from the bar. And we'll go through where I want things placed. This just makes life a little bit easier, although I probably don't need to remove split shot. We'll do so anyway. We'll clean all that up, and then we'll go into the actions and traits. Welcome to Machinist. We start off with Split Shot, a simple, you do an attack, followed by Slick Shot, which combos off of Split Shot. So we'll put that there. Hot Shot, it's an off cooldown one, hooray! When do we get, like, the next part of the combo? Clean Shot's the next part, okay, right. So Hot Shot, we could put that there at the moment. Reassemble. It guarantees that our next weapon skill is a critical direct hit for 5 seconds. Increases damage dealt when under effect that raises critical hit rate or direct hit rate. This action does not affect damage over time effects. So for now, we'll put it there. Gauss Round. It delivers an attack with potency of 130. It has 2 charges. We'll put that there for now. Spread Shot. It's an AoE. We'll put that there. Clean Shot. It combos. So we put it there. For now, this is how it will be. I might change up where some things are, but later on we'll get Hypercharge. Well, actually, hang on. We are level 30, so we'll have Hypercharge once the game lets us have it. Which gives us stacks of Overheated, which increases the potency of single target weapon skills by 20. Okay, that's not too bad. Heat Blast is a potency thing. Rook or a turret is a turret. There's basically, we'll get a whole bunch of stuff that's DPS, because we're now a DPS class. So these are just some of the skills we'll have looking forward to us, depending on whether or not we stick with Machinist past Heavenwards. Or we end up in a different class, who knows? Which would mean I'd have to level something to 60 or play Dancer or... actually, yeah. You know what? Screw the gun. I'm using Charcoms. No. For Stormblood. No, we'll figure that out. Oh, should probably... Wall stuff. Things like leg graze and foot graze are still useful. Head gaze does interrupt, so it's useful. Second wing's always going to be there. And, I should probably put Peloton there at the moment. That way, it's, usable. Anyways, with that all said and done, time to start the level 30 quest. I've gone backwards 20 levels. No! Master of Marksmanship. This happens with all the Heavenwards classes, there's just no control. Every single other class is about 10 levels behind what they actually were for in terms of content. So the Stormblood classes start at 50. Meaning once you hit level 50 while doing Realm Reborn, you have access to Samurai and Red Mage. So, Shadowbringers start at 60, Endwalkers start at 70, and Dawn Trail starts at 80, I believe. Which means that the new ones, when Evercold comes out, in however long it takes for it to be developed, will be probably 90 when they start, so at the start point. For a first timer, you look good and comfortable with that carbine. Pity that comfort won't last way up until you shoot the bleeding thing. Right, here's a few pointers before we start so you don't put a round through your damn foot. Aim the barrel at your target, squeeze the trigger, not too bloody hard mind, and boom goes the firearm. If your shots will decide the kind of damage you can do with any particular weapon. Next, let's talk about that contraction at your waist. Now, I don't rightly understand it, but the boss tells me it draws on the aether in your body and turns it into the spark that feeds some new devices it is working on. Oh, and pray do not forget to carry your soul in the Machinist, a business design on the more traditional soul crystals, and will act as a focal point for the energies conversions performed by your aether for a transformer. Ah, that'd be the contraption Rothenthal mentioned. Oh, right, as Devon started talking. I didn't notice that. Shit. You have learned all Machinist actions and traits up to 30, blah, 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 blah. Alright, that's all you're getting for now. Follow me and we'll see how you fare in the field. Or you can throw your carbine in the bushes and flee like a musket-whipped cur. Them's your choices. We're back down to low health. You know what? While we're not in, like, any form of duty, I think it'd be so safe to say we'll push all green a little bit. Where's me? There we go. Our precious chocobo. And we can still ride on our unicorn! Whoopee! Gotta be careful. Level 34 condors and raptors might tear your limb from limb if you're not careful. Getting to this duty. Ha! Willing to take me test then? The rules are simple. Make your way towards the Hermit's Oval and shoot what you're told to shoot. Alright then. I shall await you at the end of the trial quest. I have every confidence that you shall impress our instructor with your enthusiasm and potential. Alright, well, Stefan Evin will do that. And we will just, I don't know, die on the way. Thankfully the gondolas in here will be level 30. Right, we're going to have a good old fashioned hunt. Joy will be giving you instructions while I eyeball your marksmanship. Doms will be your first target. Focus on getting a feel for range and rhythm. Try to avoid them kills. You don't want to waste your ammunition. Yes, because we are within this area of this place, so we gotta be careful. Ah, crap, Condor's attacking. And this highlights what we do. We use our combo to shoot. Range DPS, meaning I'm still going to be out of range from bosses, so we'll be able to see the animations more clearly, but I also have to now understand I have less healing options. But at the same time, it's like, it's nice that I'm hitting more butt. I'd rather eat 3 of the fuckers. That's 2, and this will be number 3. There we go. Golems, relatively simple to deal with. Next, we're hunting for bombs. Crap. Where do the bombs exist in? I walk around here just to check, make sure. Training incendiaries. Oh, gotta be careful. Ah, there's one. So right now, since we're level 30, the kit is very simple, but you know, it's how it is with all of these. So okay, I see where the incendiaries are. They're just lightning sprites! Woo! Yay! Lightning sprites. It's like fun to fight against. I have a feeling this training incentive is going to attract the attention of the Cole, but no. I did. Huh. Neat. So I saw another one of those. Ah, there it is over there. Right, since we're 30, we'll have to definitely do a Hawkeye one. Then there's Brave Fox till 35. We do get class quests, obviously, throughout, so it's not like we're locked out of stuff. Not bad, lad. Not bad at all. Let's set ye against some proper nasties, though, eh? Wasn't full. Ain't you done enough for a beginner? Oh, pardon me. Not by a long shot. I want to see skins from a pair of receipts. What? You want him to fail? I ain't letting you cheat, his lordship. If you're gonna bend the rules, then so will I. Do what you gotta do, lass. I'll be waiting for those skins at the Oval. And so Joy is now gonna help us out. Cheating scum! Come on, Chris. So we now need to fight docile Miaxids, or are they Mikadas or whatever, and some docile tigers. They'll be down towards the Oval. At least they should be. Yeah, Joy's running in that direction, so we'll follow Joy. And get annoyed at Cole attacking. I do think though on that figure, on those figures I saw, there was some other like anime ones as well, and it's just like there's just that part of me that's just like, if they're too suggestive in pose, how would you, if you like invite people into your home, do you have to like hide them, or would you just get marked as like a freak? And the thing is, it's not like I don't have memorabilia of stuff just around and about, because I do. I have a couple of amiibos, and Aiden Pierce figure from the version of Watch Dogs I bought back when it came out. It's a nice figure actually, mine. But it's like, all that says is like, oh, you're a fan of Watch Dogs, are you? More than, you're a fan of Scantily Clad Woman, are you? Which, you know, is a lot more harder to justify sometimes. And that's the usual, the not safe for work stuff. I'm like, yeah, straight up porn ones. Yeah, I know exactly who that's sold for and all that. And it's just like, yeah, it's what the fuck you do, really. Maybe that's it. Maybe I'm just looking at it from a perspective of someone who wouldn't buy them, knowing I'd have to then go into a building with people who I think respect me, and not want them to be like, I respected you, but now you've crossed the line. Then again, that makes it sound like that the people I have to hang around with would be like, yeah, this is all fine and dandy, but oh, anime figure, ooh, how dare you. Oh, are we done? Guess we're done. Right, onto the Hermit's Hovel. Yes, on we go. Avoided having to fight an additional wingtail. Obviously, if we had aiming gear that would be of level 30-ish, we would be standing, we'd be dealing more damage. Like, obviously, if we had like Hawkeye gear and we were level 32, we'd be doing bad, but yeah, well. You bring them skins then? I just can't do a pirating accent today. Fucking hell. Even with young Joy's help, you did well, lad. Huzzah! You returned to manufacturing with us then. I said you did well, not that we were done. You still got one last target to take down. Me! Chris got talent, but even he can't win against Wonderful. The man truly is being buzzed, Chris. Could you be so kind as to give the instructor a good dubbing? Drubbing? Oh, okay. I'll shoot him in the leg, and then the arm, and then the other arm, and then the leg, and then square in the head while he's down. And Once all the Reborn doesn't even use a gun in this instance, he's using an axe, so shows how much he cares. We'll do a reassembly. Hot shot, no, clean shot, hot shot, cal shot. Don't wash your shots, breathe, think, fire! Good work, Chris. You can win this. Yeah, I can do it. I'm the greatest. I can win. Ah, he's just got that. Good work, Chris. He's on his last legs. Apparently my clean shot didn't go through. Huh. Oop, don't want to get caught in that. A thrilling performance. You have saved the manufactory. Yeah. Wow. I've done it. I've shot a guy. Well, there you are, Instructor. Chris has proven his potential beyond the shadow of a doubt. You're a man of your word, are you not? Aye, I'll come back to your bloody workshop. But do you know why I left in the first place? To once more breathe the salty air of your beloved homeland? Ha! I ain't got no love for La Nocia. In fact, I'd be happy if I never saw the place again. Then why would you inconvenience us by fleeing to a locale you so clearly despise? For the sake of old Gelt the size of me bloody head, I don't know who he was working for, but some bloke came around offering me good money to ship anchor. So I did. Ah, money. Someone paid you to abandon the manufactory? Who would do such a thing? Like I said, I ain't never seen the sod before. But if I showed me face at the workshop, his boss is going to want the Gelt back, I reckon. Pity he spent it all on grog. No. You'll not wriggle through my grasp that easily. I shall pay this debt, and in return you will instruct every would-be machinist who walks through our door. Well, you've got one bugger worth teaching at least. I guess it's back into the frigid arms of Lady Ishgard for me. Hooray! Back to Ishgard! Hooray! It's nice to get quests in the place you're meant to be. What's that wise, me lordship? The Hallianate coffers aren't exactly fit to busting. Oh yes, you're quite right, we are rather short on coin. But I'm certain that thorough inspections of the ledgers will turn up a spare gill or two. You can't put a price on good people, eh, me lordship? That you cannot, my dear. Wozenfall may be a touch of standoffish at times, but none can dispute his eye for marksmanship. Such talk aside, I sense the business he had in these parts was not concluded to his satisfaction. Would that the man would confide in me his troubles, I suppose I shall have to content myself with the thought of his return. But you, Chris, you have exceeded my every expectation. Pray join me back in the manufactory, that I might thank you in a manner that befits your accomplishments. Indeed. We shall. So yes, back to Ishgard. This does mean that because Skysoul Manufactory is in Ishgard, I don't have to teleport into many places, hopefully. Hopefully, I say that, knowing full damn well the quests most likely will take place in areas that are not here, and I have to go get all the Aetherweights still. Ugh. I'll sort that out when I'm actually touring the place, because right now all we have to do is teleport towards the manufactory. Stealth Machina Stream. Well, it wasn't that stealthy yet. I made it abundantly clear I wanted to swap off of White Mage. The saviour of the Stir Skill Manufactory. I had hoped to furnish you with a suitable reward, but a glance at the ledgers consoles me to worrisome prudence. First, instead of sending you a firearm of the finest materials and latest design, I must humbly ask that you make do with the date and model I gave you at Camp Overload. And I must also pass on a message to you from Wozenfall. He asks that you take the skills he has taught you thus far and master them in the furnace of battle. Well, something to that effect. Pardon me. I assume he means to offer you further instruction once you display a sufficient level of competence. And such a day can hardly be distant for one of your talents. Hey, Chris? Indeed, we do now get a new skill. Hooah! Okay, yeah. And the tutor of Wozenfall, we've learned a new marksmanship technique of Hypercharge! Next quest will be at level 5. We can do various quests around the world, and we can also do other things. The Heat Gauge! Performing certain weapon skills will increase the Heat Gauge! And once it is high enough, the action Hypercharge will become available. Using Hypercharge! Overheat your weapons and allow the use of Heat Blast, which we don't get until level 5, so this meter is kind of pointless in a way. No, it's not. We can still use it to some effect. And Auto Crossbow at level 52, so once we're actually in Heavenwards proper. Right, so yeah, we're now a Machinist. Hooray! And that skill can go there. And I actually am probably going to that around, I feel like, a little bit, because we'll be heading into places where we'll definitely lose my shot. Can't hit him now, but there, you know. If you wanted to, there will be a merchant inside all of the inside this place, and there is one in the Ishgard one. I don't remember if there is one for Dark Knight anywhere, because Dark Knight is a little bit different in terms of there not really being a place for it. You can buy yourself gear throughout, so you're not lacking in it. So at level 34, 38, 41, 45, 48, and 50. Or you could just end up getting the gear from the various dungeons that you'll be running through to get through this. We can utilize duty support because most likely, most people online at this present moment are doing the patch. Meaning that they'll probably not be looking for Realmborn dungeons right now, so we're going to have to duty support our way through some of this stuff. I'm just going off of the logic of the new patches that's come out, and it's half two. It's half two. It's not like it's 5 in the morning, people are just getting up or going to sleep, or 5 in the evening, people are going off to eat food, hopefully at that point. Or getting home from work at that point, so they're probably not going, oh boy, time to do dungeons, necessarily, but you know. Besides, this means we get to enjoy some of these Realmborn dungeons once again. Hurrah! I do realise that it's, that the fucking title suffers from this, but well. This is fine though. We'll just speed our way through Realmborn dungeons, hopefully. Oh yeah, there's need something. Gotta get into the shoes of being a DPS. So yeah, with there being like areas like this, we can just do this to hit both targets. It'll take a while to kill, but so anyways, as we get up to having full gauge meter, it will be just dealing with things as it goes. So yeah, actually I should probably, while we're in here, Hypercharge does increase the potency, so that's useful to double check. I was kind of hoping we'd shoot that one before it went too close to those enemies in a way, but So basically, while we're fighting trash mobs, I'm not going to start using Hypercharge yet. I'll save it for when we're actually in a boss fight. Though Hot Shot it only has a 30-second cooldown, so you know, well, no, 40 seconds. My bad. Can't read it fully. There's a D-pad in the way. But okay, so about 40 seconds last time. Playing as a ranged DPS role, if you're playing Bard, right about now you'd start getting your poems. That would allow you to buff the party, so and Dancer obviously does the whole dancing thing, so Machinists better have something good to offer, or else you might as well just play those. It's definitely logic that has been used. Regularly, rather jokingly, you'd see in patch notes all the time of Machinists get a potency buff, showing that their damage output has always been a little bit more not as good, supposedly. But hey, you know what, if you have one ranged DPS in your alliance group in like a thing, then hey, it's still got Peloton, so it's not like, oh no, we're now not going to do it well. Obviously, high-end content. Oh, this class does slightly less damage than a different one. You'd want the one that does the slightly more damage. For the most part. So, or if they don't deal as much damage overall, it's because they do more inclusive support. Like at the end of the day, healers, you want, if you're doing an 8-man thing, you'd want one pure heal, one shield. So, one of White Mage or Astrologian, and then one of Sage or Scholar. Tanks, looking at, based off of what was going on in FanFest, it would appear that for the next expansion, they have it so, apparently it would appear that the plans are Paladin will be main tanking, alongside the next 8.0 tank class that'll get introduced at some point. We'll get more information at some point in the future about what that will be. And more importantly, puts Warrior into off-tank, which is weird, because Warrior is a better tank class, I would argue. But yeah, maybe they've got big plans. There's that whole evolved job thing, so who knows what Square have fully planned out at this point, and who knows how much will change over the course of whatever amount of development time there still is before it will come out the door. Because obviously, for now till whenever they decide to do so, it's patch 7.5, which means all that goes on with that. It inserts something about Dawn Trail here. I have not played Dawn Trail. I need to get to Dawn Trail. I have not played Endwalker either, to be fair, which is weird, because Shadowbringers is quite literally really good, and you'd want to follow up the really good thing with playing more really good stuff. Hooray! We got this maid servant without having to fight all those mobs at the same time. That's lovely. Not always guaranteed that, sadly. There's 4 of them. I'm gonna do this. The fact that Hypercharge only goes for the single target ones means my spread shot is solely for a situation like this where it's just like, let's spam this. You know what's fun when you're like half asleep, trying to get to sleep, and you just see Discord messages that just makes you go, oh. Like, I hope any unfortunate situations that I end up catching word of ends up improving, but you know, it kind of sucks a little bit in a way. But that's me being vain and selfish, and so I shouldn't be. I understand. Social interactions are never fun, you know. I've installed Trails into Weathery onto, well, installed it onto my Switch too, because obviously I played the Switch version. To double check where I am at, and we're in Act 4. So obviously that means, and it would appear that it's the moment I unlocked the Weathery, it was the last thing I did was the bit of Weathery Corridor that you unlock at that point. So that means for Reen we're about to do stuff in Michelin, for Lloyd we're somewhere, I think there's not, I don't know what we'll be doing with Lloyd actually, if I get around to it, because I need to actually draw a thumbnail for the Weathery playthrough as a whole, I think. Just to evade potential spoilers on C and all that. And for C, we're in a prison! Hooray! Although that's actively where I left off, so it's not like that's a spoiler. Right, now that we're in here, let us... Right now, because all we're doing is single target attacks that don't use up the gauge, for the time that it's being used, I then get more hypercharge heat gauge while I'm actively in its state of doing more damage. Even if it's only by 20, it's still more damage. It's like, oh, I activate it, and boom. There's really not much to say with the dungeons themselves because, well, we've done these all before. Except maybe some of the ones that I had to go unlocking. So we'll definitely end up getting our hands on some other gear. Like, I'll actively evade grabbing coffers here, but like other ones I will grab. From Blade Fox onwards. Just so that it's like, just to try and get the aiming gear. Because the more better gear we have, the better, and damn market board for not having the stuff. I am mistiming. Nothing skills, well, rambling, I need to pay attention. And besides, this is all in pursuit of doing Heavenwards content. Like, level 50 we can grab gear that's, we can see if I've got enough of those tomestones to grab any aiming gear from that for level 50 purposes, but, you know, it's, you do get item level 90, 50 gear, so it's not like, at level 50, so it's not like, oh, I'll be locked out of gear completely. It's like, no, it's just a case of, I won't spend the time actively. Right, it's about to die, so grab the green key and get into the dungeon part of the dungeon. Hawkeye Manor. I do like this dungeon. It's quite nice. It's just you've got some ads to fight as you make it to the first boss. First boss is quite simple. You can explore the dungeon a little bit with all the tiny keys leading into different rooms. Obviously, we beeline to only through the doors that we need to, because that just saves us time and hassle. At the end of the day, it's dungeon. We kind of just have to make do. Since we are ranged DPS, our limit break, although maybe I shouldn't use it here, will just be a line AoE attack, and unless there is a very specific situation where we'd be using it, we'll only be using it when we're in like dungeons without other players, because obviously you want your melee DPS to do it, or depending on the encounter you might want healers to use it, specifically because there's a bit where I feel like pardon me, will just occur naturally, or it's a bit where it's like, oh, you need the tank to, you know, so you don't die. Because not dying is good, believe it or not. Dying hurts. That's just love. Quite a lot of emotions hurt. Why does the body have to be in a constant hurtful state? I don't even need to look at like OBS to see how long I've been streaming, but I can tell that we've been playing for 10 minutes inside the dungeon, because it starts at 90 minutes. Of course, I can't control what the AI are going for target-wise, so it could be that I'm actually not doing this optimally because I'm DPSing down a different enemy, but, you know, I don't know, actually. At the end of the day, I think my justifications for this is, A, I wanted to pick up one of the Heavenwards classes, so that's like, hey look, this is what happens with the Heavenwards class. And then it's also because I don't like being over-leveled. Unless it's like, oh no, the game is designed around me choosing to over-level, kind of thing. Like a Disgaea game is like, oh, that's weird, I swear I feel over-leveled. It's like, no, you're meant to feel over-leveled. You're meant to want to be like, oh yeah, no, just casually be level 9,999. That just makes perfect sense. But, you know. Tell you what, getting into a fandom is certainly a bizarre thing. Because some subreddits I get to see and all that, just, oh boy. I do have to say, one thing about the Uma Musume fandom, I do love the wholesome comics that people have made. Some people have even dubbed, and I'm like, you know what, this is wholesome, and while I don't particularly know much about the Uma on my screen right now, or the representation of their trainer, I shouldn't think too hard about it. You know what, this is wholesome. And even like the Uma's X Uma stuff, it's like, you know what, as long as it's wholesome, I don't care. It puts a smile on my face while I'm just on YouTube for like 5 minutes, then then its job is done, you know. As much as I do think some people are prudes and do need to understand that something like Thank You McQueen was going to occur. That's a point I've made repeatedly actually at this point, where it's like, oh no, fanfic like that was going to occur, you guys were doomed to have to suffer that fate. But at the same time it's like, maybe the mistakes of other horse-based fandoms should hopefully have been learnt. I say that as a former brony, like, I just hope that's the case. I say it like as if I hate Generation 4 of My Little Pony. I really don't. I enjoyed the first 6-ish seasons. Phew, I almost said 6, 7 then. Ah, damn it. It's too easy. It's too easy. But then again, I'm sure me saying it just makes people go, ugh. But then again, I'm going to it. I'm like that when I have to see clips of people doing it that are much more looking like they are the kind of person who would be very much enthralled by that at times. I damn VTubers to hell and back, but you know, I damn them, and at the same time I don't. It's a bizarre thing. But I think it's just down to I watch the ones I enjoy, I don't watch the ones I either don't have any understanding of or don't enjoy, and it's like with everything else streaming wise, where it's just like you watch what you want to watch and then you hope that you spend your time with it. So anyone watching this, I hope you're spending your time with it. Please don't leave me. Anyway. No, yellow key. Boy, I can't wait for me to have several like average like couple of seconds of random people clicking on and being like, wait, this ain't Heavenwards, this is midway through one before, the fuck? And then they'll notice that I'm Machinist, and then they'll go, oh, wait, Machinist, oh, screw that shit. I joke, hopefully it's a joke. Because obviously I'm always like that a little bit with this. But you know. I think I'll just stand here, we like do a simple shot, then we do what looks to be more of a charge shot, and then we jump and shoot. I enjoy that. It's nice to see different animations as well. We've seen a lot of things like throwing a stone at things and blowing some air on others. I don't know what I was about to say initially there in that line of thinking, but you know. I'm still questioning why I chose a while back to make this as a cowboy. Maybe I'll use the Fantasia or something, and I'll be like, surprise, I'm now a Bono, or surprise, I'm now a Rockadon, or surprise, I'm now a potato. And for you eggs out there, yes, the Fantasia allows you to be like, surprise, I'm now a woman. And I'm sure you'd wish for that to exist in real life. Actually, you know what? Something like that would be fun to have in real life. For those that actually would want that. For like body modification purposes, it'd be a cornered market and it would probably be super expensive, but it would probably be much more efficient than any amount of plastic surgery. You would never get the horror cases of the people who would be like, oh, I'm gonna get plastic surgery. This just feels a little off still. I know, I'll get more. And then they look like a plastic doll, or a botched, or one botches, and then they're forever screwed. You know what? In a way, it's a good thing we hit level 31, because now the level 5 Petrify can't hit us. Here's hoping that we do get enough experience to just go straight into Hawkeye. Straight into Hawkeye. I'm in Hawkeye. Straight into Bikers. I don't know. The idea of Fantasias are certainly a weird thing. But, yeah, well. We hit level 32, we therefore get any gear that we get from that, and then we run through Blade Rocks at least once, hopefully once, maybe it'll be twice, and then we go into Sunken Temple of Quan. I recently dabbled in a bit of walking around Swamp of Sorrows and WoW again. I will forever mix them up, well rather not, I'll just say Sunken Temple and then my mind will just be like, yes, Sunken Temple, that's Swamp of Sorrows, that is a level 52 to level 56-ish area, and boy is it fun to play. I don't know, that's just my line of thinking. I curse that my childhood was definitely had a good chunk of World of Warcraft. Just ugh. But then again, it's the memories you form that makes you who you are today. The memories you're currently forming, even, or something like that. Which is why dementia is such a kick in the teeth. Because it's just like, you're watching someone who just ends up not having access to all that makes them them. Which sucks. Right, that one's over there, so I won't have a hype drive at this moment. Yeah? I am streaming, by the way. Yes. Okay. Okay, so I can now no longer open my curtains at any point, even if I wanted to do a joke that involved me opening them. It's good to note. Oh, I shouldn't stand there. Get me paralyzed. I may have done that accidentally because I was distracted. But well, we're all okay. That's not so bad. It is not so bad. Oh, what do we get? When she's not doing this, I'll maybe use another one. I do I need to boost. Go on, we're not too fast skills. There we go. Sadly, hypercharge doesn't. The hypercharge stuff doesn't help with limit breaks because it just doesn't. So yeah, we get to do big shot, which means we get to build crossbow, and she moved out the way of it. Fuck. Okay, well it doesn't matter. She's dead anyway. We get some manual sandals. Yay! Although it doesn't matter if we've got better stuff there. No, we don't. Okay, well we have an inventory scout, so our item level's only on 25 as we head on out. Let's out of there. But we did hit level 32, so that does mean that we can go straight into Blade Blocks. Woo! And also getting rid of my hotbar. So I'll just do a small. Yep. Right. Anyways. Duty support, Brave Fox, so yeah, Brave Fox 32 to 35, then we're in Sunken Temple of Quan till 38, for Curtis Cry, I haven't done that for fucking ever. Then it's Stone Fidger at 41, then Desimel and Orwin fail in the 40s, and then we don't need to do anything that's level 50 wise, because we'd be at level 50. Simple as that. Let us go, Brave Fox. Oh, actually, I like seeing my portrait, so I'm threatening you in space with my gun, because I've got a gun. I am the gun man. I'm behind the grassy knoll. I shot Kennedy. Every single time someone's attempted assassination, no, I did that. That was me. Even the ones where the gunman died, that was still me. I just pinned it on some unfortunate sod who happened to have also died in the process. Anyways, alright then. Brave Fox, please, let's hope we don't have to be here for too many ones, because I'm not a fan of Brave Fox as much. But this is the necessary part of the Heavenwards classes, sadly. I just need to be entertaining. So that's a tall order, and we'll see how well that goes. Honestly, watching wrestling, I hate the lights. I really fucking do. Gee, I wonder why I've got glasses that has light reflect through them into more of a bluey colour. I could have phrased that better, but still. Gee, I wonder why I've gotten glasses that makes it so I don't have my eyes kill me. But rather, more just... Again, I'm trying to face things correctly, and it just doesn't seem right. I know what I'm saying, and I hope that the intentions are there. But, you know. You know what's real annoying is at the end of the day, I'm gonna have to figure out whether I need to like check to see if Daybreak's on the Switch, or if I have to go the route of going to PC and hope that my computer's good enough. I mean, it's better than it has been in the past, but like, yeah. And that OBS wants to communicate well and not fuck up. Like, seriously, why does the game capture one not want to do its job properly? But that fucking keeps me frozen on title screens. Anyway, wait, got the key. Head over this way. shoot the fucking rain catcher first so that it's not getting in the way. I then take all the damage because I'm foolish aggroing and shit. There. Thing is, at the end of the day, I want to get back and do the fully finished Reverie playthrough. Technically, I should go backwards a little bit and go through the Sky games and Crossbow games before Reverie. I should have, but oh well. I should have, but I didn't. So. But I've already played them. That's the thing. That was the issue. It's like Cold Steel was just, oh, I made a commitment to going through them again before that, and because I thought super relevant to Reverie at the time, especially with Ring stuff, like, and even some of Sea Spell actually as well has that. Where it's just like, oh yeah, no, like shit that went on throughout Cold Steel, like super important. It's almost like as if it's a continuation of the events or something. But, you know, when I eventually get around to Daybreak, that will be in Calvard, which will be different, which means there'll be some different stuff, and then when inadvertently all Class 7 show up to do it, that won't be necessary, I'll get upset and start going and firebombing Falcon's offices. I joke, I think I'm joking. I've been joking in the past. Never know. You just never know sometimes. Single target potency increase. It does actually mean that I'm doing a bit more damage. And hey, that means that more, which means this boss will die a little quicker. I have to time it so I press it at the right time for it to be actually right. I'm not saying that I'm succeeding. Ooh, pardon me. 32 to 35, that's 3 levels worth. I'm guaranteed definitely A level, hopefully 2, and then it's just like hard, so you do like a 1.5. Then I might as well then stick it out for like a full one. It's just annoying that Brave Fox has a boss that you just kind of just have to go through it all just to then not go through it. Which, in a way, sucks, but... Oh, okay, Well, as I was saying, with this, I will grab stuff, and if it gets me the gear I want, then great. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Like, thanks, game. I totally want to go pick up Dark Knight. No, I'm joking. I don't want to tank. I don't want to tank. I just want to shoot things now. Besides, we could actually, you know what? We could disguise our identity when we inevitably. Oh, no, we'll pick that judge off. Actually, that one will just be like a wait. Well, I can't equip. Because then I could just be like, what? Oh no, I just happen to look like the Warrior Light. Warrior Light's a white mage, using that whole white magic thing to betray everyone. No, that's bad. I'm not him. I have a gun. The Warrior Light doesn't use a gun. There's no Machinist guild anywhere for him to have picked it up in. So you know, it's like, I wield a gun. And you see, it'd be the perfect fun because in reality, I am the Warrior Light, and I would just always, I'm actually secretly finding bullets of healing. That would be funny, actually. Just like, oh no, you see, Machinist is actually a healing class. That would have been funny, but no. Also, I don't think there's many NPCs that use Machinist, actually. I was just thinking to what the Scions use up to the point of Shadow Breeze, and it's like... You got your magic users, you got your physical users. But you don't have any gun users. And like the closest thing to an important NPC we've seen up to this point has been Limsa people who are more pirate than Machinist. I think that's the thing, is that because we're getting this from Ishgard, it makes sense that what we get is Machinist stuff, not pirate stuff, which is a shame in a way. But you know, it just means that a swashbuckler could occur later still. Like technically, if they want to go for various random jobs that haven't really had much for them, Viking exists, but then that I feel like they've chosen how they want to handle other primarily axe wielding classes at this point, I think, because Beastmaster is one-handed axe and Lord is two-handed, so be asked getting in our way as usual, making me have to spend more time shooting it instead of boss, although we can limit break standing in line like this, which, you know, does still damage. And the inverter rate's around about half right now, so that's not too bad. It's doing quite well for ourselves, if I do say so myself. Will we get to hit before the cooldown? Before it goes off? Yeah, we did, so that's good. I've really not eaten properly. I've been a lot more burpier lately. Eat breakfast. My form of lunch is in the evening with salad. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's because I'm trying to eat healthy, and I'm sure there are some people out there that I'm aware of that would be able to helpfully just go, yeah, you see, what you're just doing is you're just eating too much meat. And they'll be like, no, that was the issue before. I was eating too much. I had to cut down. And I would be like, oh no, you see, actually now eating not enough. And I'll be like, crap, fine. I'll start shoving sausages down my throat again. A definite favourite pastime, both inside the house and in random back corners of random random alleys in the area. I am insinuating things that I shouldn't insinuate. I do not go around offering my services to such pantomime dames. No, pantomime dames? What the fuck am I even saying? What the fuck's in my head? Oh, God. Right, well, while I certainly keep digging this hole, maybe I should use this gun to shoot myself in the foot a couple of times. There's more enemies. Yeah, let's just go with that. Right. On the bright side, because we did things like the Chrysalis as a healer in a way, it meant that we weren't as squishy, but also in a way, that Chrysalis encounter, the fact that there were deaths means that I failed as a healer. Every time, anytime someone dies, I'm like, nah. So, infantry gloves is lovely to have going. It means that we just have that again now, which is good. We'll probably have more of a complete Rifle set, just because we'll probably have to. We are level 53 now, so. So I do think we'll probably be 34 heading out of here. And then there's only two ways we can really go about it. Dungeons and quests, and obviously dungeons are more efficient. I could possibly go looking on leveling roulette, see what there is. But at the same time, like, I don't know if that would be work for this time. I don't know, honestly. Besides, this is actually a little bit more efficient in a way because I'm not then sitting on my ass waiting. I'm just sitting on my ass playing instead. Hooray! There's so much more to this dungeon, but there's just no point going to them. You can definitely tell how they streamlined dungeons after a while, realizing that no, wait, hold on, we shouldn't have these detours that yield nothing but wasted time. Which is a shame in a way for like when like there's a dungeon that feels like no, there should be like tight-wristed tiny roads that would require you to go multiple directions all throughout a similar area without there being like, oh, this is the way you have to go, and it's like, oh, in a way yes, but in a way no. Instead it's just, here's the hallway. I think that's the issue, is that every RPG is like Final Fantasy, you just have to make dungeons interesting enough to make people not go, this is just a hallway. Case in point, Final Fantasy 13 didn't succeed in that. The Hellbender. This boss that we don't kill. There's just more of a faces now, just sad. Ah, Bubba over there. Yep, put the bubble on the Conjurer, so I have to do that now. It's not attacking his head. The AI, because the boy is an idiot. Oh, we've been bubbled! No! My God! I'm going to drown in it! Or something, I don't know. Fucking... It's a queer bubble. I have no idea. It means it's weird. It is actually weird seeing the word queer. Because the internet would have you believe that it solely means a gay person. But no. It was used for other things. There's a reason why queer was associated with gay, because it's like, oh, it's weird. Which is like, it's not weird. Just ineffective if, say, you're in an area where repopulation is necessary. I think that's the thing, is that at the end of the day. There's plenty of humans. I love fighting the boss and not actually having XP, and then the final boss does its thing, that makes you just have to stand around a bit. Oh hey, we got a limit break maxed out again. Hooray! I'll go back down to just 1 bar. Can't fully get 2 bars like that. And hey, an inventory shell! Again, all the right gear that we'd want. Yeah, this isn't too bad gear actually. Got a little bit of our chest out exposed. Could do with some hair on it. Alright. And now, since we're playing cover, I'm going to go and hack up a hurdle. No, I joke. Thankfully, I haven't chewed on hair in a while. I'll admit that's something I have done in the past. Oh, I'm not targeting. Ah. It is 100% MMO logic where a bullet doesn't just straight up kill things instantaneously. Or RPG logic rather. gameplay-wise, I have to use a billion bullets and swords and explosions and even just like summon a black hole and use quite literally the hand of God itself. And it's like, oh, I take some damage, but I'm totally fine. Cutscene. I will stop you from beating me. Gunshot. Stupid character then jumps in front of it and then dies because apparently that was a bullet of infinite damage and death is just guaranteed. That's definitely when gameplay and stories just makes you go, this is stupid. You mean to say I could literally take like not that much damage from quite literal inferno of fire, but then while in cutscene, oh no, it's actually murdering me really badly and all that, but it was more just a simple ember. Well, you know, it's that degree of separation, and I think that can harm people's perception of a game sometimes. I've seen there are games that people like to rush through, and then it's like, well, yeah, your enjoyment of the game is not meant to be through rushing. Something like Starfield, when people are like, I New Game Plus it 50 times, and I've now seen all the content, and I am now bored of the game. Yeah, you played 51, you've started New Game Plus like 49 times in a quick span. Like, what more is there to say? Or like CFLive, people, the new one that came out, people just being like, I played for 24 hours straight, and I've seen all that there has to have been seen. And it's like, yeah, you played 24 hours straight, you're meant to take a break. Like, well, I know Nintendo has been quite notorious for that in the past, but like, you're meant to take a break, come back to it a couple of hours, several hours, maybe even the next day, and see what they've gone up to since then. What problems they may have gained in the meantime. What food is now available in the store. That's what you're meant to do with a game like that. Like with Animal Crossing, you're meant to come back on a regular basis to play it for small bursts and then go back to the rest of your day. It's why it's an effective as a game type. Though to be fair, the last Animal Crossing game definitely benefited greatly from the pandemic, which is funny actually in a way, but yeah. Anything that allows more people to play video games, in my opinion, is never the worst thing ever, although a global pandemic is always bad and probably not be like, oh, you know what, we need a global pandemic. That would get butts in seats. Like, no, that's a bad idea, because the world stopping to fall is never bad, never good. I must have never bad, which is like, no, that would be bad, that would be god-awful, actually. Stumbling over my words, I am. Stumbling over my words. I love getting a letter to do with the disputed charges of a thing lately. And it's just like, yeah, no, I understand why, but it's just like, this is just the stuff that I went over with the bank. Oh, context. I recently, one of my passwords got figured out, and someone spent about $100 on a website, and I then disputed the charges, changed my card, not saying any fucking details about it. Change passwords, again, not saying anything about that either, out of, let's be sensible here. Honestly though, it's just being a rigmarole, just getting everything sorted out enough, and just making sure that I've got the details changed wherever I am. And same with passwords. When you've got so many passwords, it's just like, it gets a little annoying, especially when it just takes time. Hey, we hit level 34! That's good! That means we shouldn't need to run through it all. But we have Infinity Tide Boots, so if this gives us the helmet, then hooray! Long stop, lads! Oh. No, pardon me. Right, back into Brightbox. That ends up referred to default. Yeah, whatever. No one's actually seeing it other than anyone who watches this right now, so. We're back in the jungle. Shooting Galactos. They look quite like monkey, but they actually share the model of the lemur venom. I don't know, change that a little bit there. Why am I grabbing? No, whatever. Doesn't matter. I'm just gonna push the key this time. I can't bolt it. Do things in a sensible manner. Besides, the design, the AI is designed around specifically taking on each pack of trash mobs, just like this. Which is a shame because it means you can't wall to wall in a way. I kind of would want to just speed through, but then again, you can't really speed through this area because there's not one to do on that point. The gate kind of gets in the way. That's also why I consider wall to wall a little silly at times. It's like, well, if it's a dungeon where you have to actively do things, like you can't wall to wall horizontally because there's the second segment where you have to pull the winches. So you can't just speed through them as quickly because you have to spend a moment pulling them and you can get interrupted by enemies, so it is definitely 100% more of dependent on dungeon kind of thing. Like a dungeon where it's just, yeah, just get to 8 and it's just like, oh, well, fair enough. So what was the earlier? Oh yeah, Midnight War. Caught the last bit of it where it's just like Jacob R2 uses the Tongan Death Grip. I marked out. I love that move. It's just straight up like that's what I put on my custom at all times. Of course when I use it I call it the Angelic Gorilla Grip because I miss Kanata-chan. But also I said Chan. That might be wrong. I might have got my silage wrong there. Shit. But anyways, point being though, I like the Tongan Death Grip, and just you can just see Roman just like legit just being like, and I'm just like, oh. Give Jacob the belt. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit if that means that Roman would have a horrible title reign and be a transitional champion. I don't care. Give Jacob the fucking title, please, WWE. I'm ready to just pump Jacob R2 into my veins. Sometimes it's unhealthy to have an addiction. Like WWE and Samoans. I'm surprised that some Samoans haven't made it to WWE actually anyway. But then again, I guess you shouldn't hire all of them because then that just, unless you actually plan on using them. Well. I need to find the notebooks because considering last time when I was like, oh, this is a map of the thing I was trying to, I've got like multiple like continent-sized sort of map. Well, not continent-sized as in like... Right, anyway, I need to borrow all of Russia to unfurl this map real quick. No, what I mean is like pages of much more detailed ones. I need to find where I've left them. I've probably put them somewhere sensible, but because I actually do like making like countries and like a world that would be lived in at times. Shame when they don't get used at all, but you know. I know it's because I'm hogwash when it comes to actual like writing and all that. Especially character writing. Like I just die a death of that. So, and yet I failed English, even though I definitely have some level of understanding of it. I blame my education system. Oh well. I've got Pokemon music in my head. Someone shoot me at some point, please. I'm tone deaf. I shouldn't be tone deaf. I fucking took music as a GCSE. Like that, well, I flunked out of it, but still, like... all the things I enjoyed, I sucked at. So that obviously explains why I'm playing video games, because I'm obviously shy at them. No. Oh, come on. Come on. Oh, it's a little bit quiet now. Oh. They say that, but I actually celebrated that it was rare today. I shouldn't do that, but considering that the sun has been giving me nothing but pain, like every morning when I wake up, a bit of sun shines through the curtains, and I dread to wake up in the day. I guess that's part of the reason why it's not good waking up at noon. That's my sleep schedule's getting a little bit better. I'm going to bed a little bit better now, and definitely not just up till 5 in the morning anymore, because that's the thing. The classes are actually going to help me actually wanting to stay up during the day. I do need to decide whether or not I try just going backwards in terms of trying to, well, no, more that I just try getting to sleep at an earlier time more often, or if I go about it where I just pull an all-nighter, no, more an all-day at some point, and then go from there. Maybe a stream would help me do that. So it's like, I'll purposely not stream until like 5 in the morning or something, and then just, or maybe even 6 in the morning, actually a little bit more, that sort of time frame. And then have it be that it's like, a sleep-deprived Chris tries to use this to try to help reset his sleep schedule. Maybe I'll just do something like try and keep me brain functioning. I have to figure out the game, obviously. I don't want to play something that's online focused, because that would just be bad for other people who may be in the sleep-deprived persons involved. If we don't hit level 35 off of this enemy, then we'll have to beat the final boss. But we also do get a quest, so we'll take a break from dungeons in the process. All in all, that's not a bad thing, so yeah. Yay, we hit level 35! Do I have any level 35 gear? I have a linen bandana that looks a little more red than the brown that it is. Or maybe I dyed it. Yeah, it's bark brown. I might have dyed it, I might not have. I don't think I ever had any of that sort. I don't know what any dyes actually. Yeah, okay, well that's the only bit of gear that will be equipping that. We want go cheat finder, leave, abandon duty. Yes. We are now level 55. No need to spend that time there not actively doing it. So, Stefan, this time we'll be getting heat blast, which is useful, but can I be executed when overheated? Lovely stuff. Greetings, Chris. Have you become practiced at defending your foes from a distance? With the range of our weapons, even skyborn dragons will learn to respect the threat posed by a trained mechanist. Despite the proven efficiency of our cannons and ballistas, however, many knights of Ishgard continue to eschew firearms in favour of the spear and the sword. Ah, the creaking chains of tradition. Hark, the very creaking I spoke of draws near. Why, it's some fancy-looking people. Ugh, the stifling heat and sulphuric stench. Can scarcely breathe. Ugh, and worse, I can scarcely bear the sight of my own son garbed in such filthy garments. Why must you persist in this infatuation with smithing of all things? "'Tis called machinistry, father, and you need not come at all if the air in the workshop so offends you. Would that I could shed this odorous duty, but as manufactory chief I must need supervise its operations." Supervise? You barely visit but once a moon, and delegate every management task to Fomalont. And what of it? Smithing is a commoner's profession, even as overseer is the role of a noble. As one of the four founders of Ishgard, House Halionut enjoys a privileged position, but misfortune has waged a constant war of attrition on our foes, and our claim to that position grows weak. Thus must we attend to our duties with uncommon skill, even duties as common as this one. But we shall not suffer this mean predicament forever. No, my son, you will reclaim the honour of our family with spear in hand. You must needs become a knight of skill non-pale, and bear our flag onto the field of battle. Father, the face of war changes with each passing day. Soon will come a time when machinists shall form the bulk of our armies. Should you cling to these stagnant ideas of yours, you will be swept over by the wave that carries us forward. I tire of your flights of fancy, Stefan. Without successes to back them, your arguments ring as empty as my treasure wood. The Holy See has announced a tourney. You will best serve your house by returning to the practice field and thence claiming victory in the melee. I regret that you were subject to our squabbles, but Father's attitude is sadly representative of the greater part of Ishgard's populace. The heads may as well be made from the stone of the city walls. I have, however, designed a weapon of such brilliance that the light of its potential will penetrate even the densest mind. Officer and Joy will accompany me to Wayncatcher Gully to gather materials for the prototype. Why don't you join us? Practicing your marksmanship in Ishgard will only invite suspicion and ridicule, and this is the perfect opportunity to receive further tutelage from Wasnerfall. That you might also train under the warm ways of Lernosia's son is simply a fortuitous boon. Quest accepted! So yeah, we gotta teleport over to Lernosia again. I love going to Lernosia. Wait, where's Wayncatcher Gully again? Is that out? Is that Camp Overlook again? No, it's Eastern this time. Specifically Wineport or Costa del Sol, so off we go to area you've been to before. We were here last part with Tataru. I do think, yeah, and Alice is just still forever will be here. When we're born, Alice will forever just be there because I'm not doing Binding Coil. It's so funny. Even when she actually starts being in the plot of the game. But we'll have to wait until either Heavenwards patch content or Stormblood for that, I think. Possibly. There is parts of the main story of Heavenwards where we do have to go back into Nausea. So. To fly. Oh, there's a fucking fate on. Well, let's hope we don't accidentally trigger the mob that will kill us if we go too close right now. It's Johnny Green over there. Got yourself dragged out here as well, did you? The boss said you needed some Magitech part. And I just had to open me big door about this garland wreck in the gully. It's been busting here for nigh on 5 years now. So many useful bits and bobs is likely stripped out long ago. Seeing as we trekked all this bloody way, you might as well see how far you've come in your shooting. Go say hello to the other two, and keep them safe while they concentrate on their scrounging. Yeah, they're gonna scrounge around. You know what? We have got healing stance. Healing defender stance. You know what? Let's give it a shot. It's gonna get in our way otherwise. Healer stance. Hey, this book got us more friends, so you know this isn't so bad, I guess, but my health has seen brighter days. Dun 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 dun. Oh, they just keep spamming blades. When they got like a little can't run too far because otherwise maybe I just keep moving. My juggle is not that useful because I don't have spectrum to all stances and it's not XP. Anyways, we did that. Hurrah! Wait, that gets that out of the way. So, Stefanian! Ah, you came. Splendid. Though I'm afraid the rewards have yet to meet the risks of this monster-infested crash site. And speaking of monsters, ah, damn it, some mini clouds. I said Minge. It's Midge. Why did I say Minge? What the fuck is wrong with me? I've got Minge on the mind over here. I can't say that and then keep a straight face. What is? Oh god damn it me. Well, I did it. I shot the enemies. Oh, and now we gotta speak with Joy this time. I feel like that goblin's gonna hit us. Practicing your marksmanship, are you? Maybe I'll have a half a moment's peace to look for this part while you watch me back. Not again. Take care of that, would you, Chris? Yeah, alright, sure. 3 of them. Oh, okay. Well, at least this is just quite simple, just shoot the enemy. I want to check my companion thing. Oh, they do have Choco Drop, they can get their amity increased. What the fuck is wrong with them then? I'd prefer them in Defender stance to take the aggro then, but oh well. Lovely ruins we've had to explore. What's Sniffle? What do you have to say now? The crust is always the last place you look, so most likely what they're looking for will be in the last place they would think of. You've been working at those shots, haven't you, lad? I'd say you're good and ready to bloody hells, that's a big one. You're up, Chris. Oh, god fucking damn. Oh, at least at the moment I'm actually doing Heavenwards content. As this is not accessible without Heavenwards. Well, I did it. Aye, nice one, lad. Tired of group shots. Now, was it just me eyes playing tricks, or did something other than guts drop out of that thing's belly? Ah, yes, a thing. Looks like a bit of machinery. The boss will have a better idea than me. Alright, well, it's a Magitech gyroscope number 41. I didn't mean to shoot the gobble, you bleeding fucking game. Alright, one additional dead goblin later, we can talk to Stephanie. Confound it all this way and naught to show for it. Aside from your obvious improvements in marksmanship, of course. What's that you have there? It's a Magitech gyroscope, number 41. Exactly what you most likely were looking for. And I have headphones trying to scarper away. And this stood out along with the creature's innards, you say? Extraordinary. By the Fury, do you know what this is? You found the very component I was searching for. Hurrah! That's wonderful, me lordship. Our fortunes took a turn for the better the moment you walked through the workshop doors, Quest. Yeah. Finding a rare Magitech pie in a beast's belly ain't fortune. That's bloody sorcery. Or, so I'd think if I didn't see you shoot the damn thing with my own 2 eyes. Nice work there, by the way, Quest. Hey! I can already hear the whirring of my invention come to life. Come, we must return to the manufactory at once. Back to Ishgard! Vroom. Or rather it's called Foundation. The area that it's in. Of Ishgard, that room. So there it is. Let's this guy's still manufactory. That truly was a stroke of luck, Chris. But that wretchedly rare gyroscope in hand till only be a matter of time until I have a working prototype. Usage. Instead of chilling your funds near its completion, however, you shall have your hands full mastering a new skill. Robinson bade me to pass on to you the particulars of Heat Blast. Train hard, my friend. Will do. Will do indeed. Heat Blast. I don't know when the hot bar I want to put one now. Maybe I'll put on the Y button. So it's there for when I hit the thing and I do the thing. But I'll place it. So our next quest is not until level 40 where we'll get the work order tied. Hurrah! And all that. Heat Blast. If we go back to the items and trade, we'll probably get there. But it reduces the recast time of Gauss Round and Ricochet by 15 seconds. Can only be executed when we are overheated. So I could actually put it over here instead of having it there, and it will do its thing. So Ricochet is the AoE version of Chaos Shot. So that's a thing. Right. With us being level 35 means first of all, portrait. Second of all, there is another duty for us to do. We can go now into Sunken Temple of Quan for a couple of levels. It would be a lot more if there wasn't Curtis Quaid that was added in more recent times into duty support, that's for sure. Oh. Right, I need to move around for a second and get another kind of found real quick because yeah, this one's out. This one, yeah, it's out. So I gotta sort that out. So I'll be back in a minute. Right then. I've got some food as well. Now for dungeons like Cutter's Cry, or in this case Sunken Temple of Quan, I don't think we've actually done this on stream, so great news! This will be a little different. Good, we evaded the first encounter. Now there actually are some items we can pick up throughout this dungeon that are to do with some things, but we don't actually have to, at least to actually get to the last boss within the thing, so it'd be just more. So it would actually just literally just be more of a I get it more extended. You're gonna put up things like the Helm of Might here and then use it on like some scales, but you can just also just tip the scales with nothing on them and it will yield the same results as getting it wrong. So you might as well just do that, do the encounter, then do the boss. So yay, more dungeons. Woo. Oh boy, okay, right, that solves that anyway. I don't really have much in terms of snacking food at times, but I think it's a lesson to be learned that there is a proper, like, what you might do, food. And here be the first boss of this dungeon. So anyway, I should probably do this now, where what we do is we do Heat Blast repeatedly, just bruh, bruh. Bruh, bruh. The idea is that we heat blast our way through using hyperdrive. Some dung wasps spawn. Otherwise it's just standard sort of affair when it comes to enemies. This is actually a fight where Doom exists. The way to get rid of it is to hop on whichever platform happens to be glowing. There is no other way of getting rid of it, so from this point forth in the fight, one of the platforms will glow for a bit and then it will stop glowing and then you have to try and not be an idiot. Well, actually I'm going to change because I realise what I'm doing with Heat Blast. I happen to be right next to the platform, haha! Suck it! Boss fight. it's clear that there's obviously more to do with the gauge later, but for now it's just... Ah, crap. That could have gone worse all of a sudden. But there we go, and I'll happily grab treasure coffers while I'm doing this. Half gloves, are they? Nope, half gloves are the magic gear, damn it. If we end up with an army chest that gets full, I can, for like green gear, just put it in my inventory, or even like use glamour prisms and put them in the glamour chest, the glamour thing in. So it's not like white gear I'll happily discard if I'm not got any classes that would use them. I think that's a philosophy I need to have. Just to avoid just filling it all up and then being like, oh well, shit, what if I actually do want to learn the class? What if at some point in the future I decide, oh, you know what we want to do? Omni max level everything. What the fuck? They actively wanted to fight the enemies that are in that room? Oh, fuck's sake. Thankfully, they couldn't, so... Wishful thinking is that you always get it done at some point in the dungeons, but it depends how many one-throughs we do get at the end of the day. We're gonna hit 36 and find the second boss of the lot, so if we're 37 it means I'd have to go back into here till we hit 38. If we hit 38 then cool, we go straight into the next dungeon. Ooh, pardon me. Try to stand close enough to actually hit the AoE sometimes. That condemned there might get close enough where it aggroes while we're fighting this mass mob. Yeah, it did. Okay, fair enough. There might be a way for it to get just never to be encountered, but welcome to the Temple Guardian, where we actually have to deal with its soul stone first before we're able to actually hit the main fucker. That's fine. It just means that once we're done with that, we go into hyperdrive and just spam heat blast. Yeah, the idea was we spam heat blast and then we Gauss round. Where do we go available to us? Oh wait, the soul stone became a thing again, so there we go. Level 36. From Breaches of War, so that's probably war gear, yep. Cool, cool. And then we're with like what we were right before the boss room, just a bunch of wall crawlers and a condemned. This one is definitely going. You know what, actually, you know what, against trash mobs like this, doing spread shot does up our thing by 5 anyway, so it's like killing the enemies in process, so, you know. Now, of course, Machinist isn't just guns. We'll see that when we get the Rock Auto Tower. Because, obviously, which Final Fantasy character would you think of when you think Machinist? It shouldn't take too long. You should be going in the direction of Final Fantasy VI. 6 with Edgar, but, you know, there's not too many others, to be fair. I mean, some Cids are definitely more Machinists than other Cids. In the grand scheme of things, they would be, just depend. They would be if they were to be actively in combat or something. But some of them, like in 3, obviously, wouldn't have any involvement. The 1 and 2 definitely would be Machinist. Like, fucking hell, everything. Like, he's made quite a lot of the shit that was when it comes to airships. So, I'm also thinking of the 1 in 3. No, I'm thinking of the 1 in 4 as well, actually. It's just like, oh, I'm responsible for a bunch of the stuff made in the fiery area. Yeah. So, obviously, comparatively to, like, the Cid in 7, who's 100% Dragoon, due to the lance usage, but, you know, it varies, you know? Use its tail. The cheek of it. So here we go, the scales of judgment are there. We should deal with these mobs first so we're not fighting more mobs than we should be, because the AI will not handle it. If you do it correctly, a doorway opens up there that will lead you to some loot, but obviously we're not doing that now, are we? Oh yeah, there's only 3 bosses, which means either we'll hit 37 or we'll be just barely off of 37, and we'll have to go through the whole dungeon again, definitely, to get to 38. But I didn't, of course, get anything for the pans to tip the scales with, so that just means we're now fighting 3 condemns. This is me saying, I don't remember which ones I'm meant to use on which. And this is just the easier thing, and the fucking conjurer decides to stuck in the fucking malices. Because the AI is dumb like that. I'm conserving my things because we're right next to the boss room. There we go. We sense a deadly presence because in comes the boss of the dungeon, the big boss of the dungeon. I'll go that way. It's an adjudicator. Well, I'm sure we're deserving of it. These are Mithril Verges. They will do line AoE if not careful. things like Creeping Darkness is just a room-wide AoE, so just keep that in mind. And then yeah. It's summon if it's just like. Now this time they chain, and ideally you need to take out the one that's gonna hurt you, because now they'll do the line AoE and you can't get out of it. This is definitely a case of DPSs need to DPS down while the healer heals in the event if any do actually go off. Need to be a dark, I don't want to click on that. These ones aren't being chaining, but they are gonna left in. It's actually quite a simple boss in the grand scheme of things. It's nice that there's like a mechanic that's to do with like, oh, you'll be split apart with chains to like quickly DPS down a thing, but yeah, it's simple enough though. So you know, that's why it's just like yeah, it's okay, that exists. Which one am I getting chained to? No, that one. Okay. I did hit. Okay, good. Oh, we did hit level 37. Oh, okay, that's cool. We got ourselves a con jack coat. So we got this. Looks rather neat, I must admit. I'm still kind of hoping we get the gun. Echoes of Ages. That is a orchestration roll for stuff, and Balding Glass. That's less useful. I'll just eat space in my inventory. Rah. What is the red item? I must actually check. Is that weapon coffer? It is. Oh, it's a Crag weapon coffer. Oh, do I have the? Oh, does that mean I have the? That's from Titan. I don't. Oh, it must have been like. I don't want to use it unless I'm running a command with a thing then. Okay, right. That's A1. Because we are not level 38, we have to go back in there. Sadly, well, I mean, I could always go to a different one, but we'll go back in. We'll probably fight 2 bosses again. First ones don't tend to give you the XP. Well, needed. Well, going through 2 of them does give you a decent amount. Going through all 3 gives you all the XP that you can get. So it's never one of Sunken Temple, but ah well. There actually are some trash mobs in this bit here. There are some temple bats. If you get lucky on their positioning, you can just hug the wall here and not have your tank aggro them. Sadly, there was one that was choosing to be a bit of a bugger in terms of positioning, which means now we have attracted their attention and now we have to fight them. 2.5 hours, the goal of this is 100% to get to 50. Whether or not that means I do anything beyond that is questionable. I think I'll stick with the same thumbnails, that maybe like add a gun to it, so it's like, oh look, I now am wielding the weapon of the class I'm playing. So, you know, it's a different perspective of things, actively doing this. Maybe I'll sneakily, when I hit patch content, spend some time making sure Red Major, thingy, the other one, Samurai, is prepared for Stormblood. Maybe that's what I'll do, is I'll just play as a class from said expansion, so we'll always see something different. And maybe I will at some point tank. Bit hard to, which would mean I'd be tanking Shadowbringer. You know what, I want that, I'm gonna end that sentence before I get there. Maybe I'll stick to non-tanking ones. I don't like playing tank. And finally, DPS is the easiest job in the world. Your job is to just do damage and don't stand in the fucking fire. It's the easiest job in the world. Healers are stressful but rewarding. You gotta heal the people who choose to stand in the fire, damn it. Or just let them live and then get complained out in guild chats until you get kicked out repeatedly because you're like, no, I'm not gonna heal the people who choose to be idiots. But, you know. But it's stressful. And tanking just feels like you're shite at DPS and you 100% take all the damage, and if you have a bad healer then you're just fucked. I need to press the button sometimes. I'm trying to think, because like we do a decent damage now, but like this is obviously like effective at reducing health overall when there's multiple mobs, but it's like So let's see, we'll get see the thing is we won't have access to Stone Visual till 41, but at 40 we'll get a quest. So it means that we're not completely just out of sorts. First and foremost, hyperdrive, heat blast, gauss shot, heat blast, gauss shot, heat blast, gauss shot, shoot down, heat blast, heat blast, heat blast, heat blast. Alright, which one's enabled? I like standing more in the middle, but maybe my persistent will be when I see it. Oh, that didn't count? Oh, fuck. Shouldn't worry about it, but I will. Con Circuit. That will definitely be. Oh no, that's Tank and Dragoon / Reaper. Because Dragoons get. Oh fuck! I'm on the chat this thing. Damn it. Because Dragoons weirdly use tank gear for a lot of early gear, and it's like Reaper, but it's just because Dragoon and Reaper use the same gear set, so it's like, yeah, for glamour purposes, you can use this. Oh, it's become nighttime in Fowland. And 4:09 here in local time. I don't need to look at the computer, I can see the screen. It's local time. Maybe I should set it towards the time, but right. There we go. I would just run past those enemies if I could, because I don't think they can really do much, but the AI won't. That's the thing. The AI 100% won't. So it's like, it does mean that things might be a little slower in some ways, but oh well. If we can get this all done in one go, that means literally like this is like filler if you don't care about the Machinist quests, and it's just like, hey, you just get this part and next time it'll be like, oh, Heavenwards, woo, and like actual like Heavenwards stuff. Not Realm dungeons, yay! Things for the boss that we're in front of. If we hit the level, then I can just leave. But then again, at the same time, like, I left Bravox because it's like the second boss, and you still have like an entire fight that counts as a boss fight, but with no XP, and then the final boss of the dungeon, and it takes a little bit. So, whereas this, it will be less time-consuming in a way. I'm just pressing buttons. Hey, but this is actually a very simple boss fight. It can suck if you get targeted with the punch someone that isn't the tank thing. Which is why staying near the hill isn't a bad idea. Yeah, it went for me. Ow. Do. See if I've got anything that would be level 58. No, it's not. But I do have a suit of charm. Quan chainmail. Hurrah! You know what? Let's get. You know what? We can do this stuff. I'm kind of hoping. Maybe I'm hoping to get a gun because we haven't gotten anything from this dungeon. The only gun we have is from Bravox when we ran through it last time. We would have gone through it, but actually it is annoying when you get like a bunch of weapons out for the Heavenwards classes while we're in the middle of doing one with one, because it just means you can't use them. And so it's just like, these are just taking up space. The fuck? But you can't just get rid of them if you plan to switch to them, you know? So at the end of the day, experience is experience. The levels, the amount of experience needed for each level isn't going to change. So realistically, getting the XP from fighting the final bosses probably are a good thing to do. But do we really want to just sit there for 10 minutes playing Ayatar twice again? Like, it's like I plan to just not do like anything that would require me to end up grinding Praetorium because on stream, because that would just take me an Ice Age because we have to watch the cutscenes every time. Because, well, new players. You want the new players to actually see the fucking end of the base content. The AI loves the fucking Freud root boys. I understand why retro gaming ever became a thing in the first place. Because everyone will have their nostalgia for the consoles that they grew up with. That's why you're seeing a lot more nostalgia for the PS2 and even maybe some of the early days of the 360 and the PS3 and all that. Because those are the people who are currently in that point in their lives where it's like, well, I miss the stuff I played as a kid. It's like all the people who grew up with an SNES. You actually saw that on the internet, especially because it's like, well, the internet became its thing at that point, and so you had a lot of people who would be like, oh yeah, the SNES and that sort of era, it was an amazing game. And it's like, yeah, no, not gonna lie, a lot of it was good. I actively see it. It's also clear that the people who then are doing the whole nostalgia trip of like early PS1 and N64 graphics, like that's clunky and the graphics look shit comparatively to beautiful pixel art of the 16-bit era. But even then, that's like specific companies because you know sometimes the art style really does help matters. Like, some games are meant to be ugly, some games are just plain god-awfully ugly. At its detriment. Like again, Final Fantasy 13, amazing looking game. Bit of a tripe game to play though, but oh. I will maybe one day end up eating a shoe when it comes to Final Fantasy 13 specifically, but like, let's face it, I'll let it change. I'm not saying that it's a bad game, just the type of game it is not as fun as it could be comparatively to other Final Fantasies. Me playing 12 again. See, that's the point, right? Me planning me playing 12, anytime I choose to play 12, that's just me feeling nostalgic, because that's one of the Final Fantasies I grew up playing. And it's like, it's a good game. And yeah, it has a lot of flaws that makes me go, yeah, I can see why people didn't like it comparatively to 10 or 7 or 11 if they happened to play it on PS2. That's the thing. Square went into the MMO market with Final Fantasy 11 being like, you know what, we should have an MMO on the PS2. And you just sit there like, I mean, sure, there's a reason why the fat models do have space for a hard drive. You can actively do that, I guess. Don't think they get people claiming that PS2 dev kits are still needed for Final Fantasy 11. I don't agree with that. I question that. Does the PS2 version even get updated at this point? Because it'd be weird if it did. But then again, weirder things have occurred in the past, so I shouldn't be one to judge too harshly. There are definitely times when a streamer will say like, oh, I don't want to be political, I don't want to be political. And you get people being like, oh, sure, they're going to stay neutral because they want to stay best buds with one of their old white grifter friends. Or like, oh, they're just going to both sides it because they don't want to actually get into drama for having any sort of policy that I would agree with. And it's just like, in my opinion, so I take this again, so in my opinion, if people are looking to escape from having to deal with the political hellhole that occurs in quite a good amount of countries, then they have every right to just be like, oh, I don't want to talk about politics. Like, I will happily bring up anything that Keir Starmer has done right and everything he's done wrong. Like, because he's the current Prime Minister and I am allowed to be like, you know, while his policy on A has actually been a real good thing and has actually proven to be a brilliant idea, and props to Labour and all that, I can also say, well, policy B, however, is very much more of what we were dealing with for the past 14 years prior to his turn to be Prime Minister. It kind of wanted something different, and that'd be fine. That's fine. It doesn't reveal my political opinions, unless I have to die hard only say things positive or negative about each party, or else I am a traitor or something. I don't know. That's the thing. That's actually my issue with politics. It's just like, if you don't automatically side one way, then that means you're automatically the other. No, it doesn't. No, it fucking doesn't. That's just my thing. That's just my thought process, really. I do understand if I'm wrong. I do understand if I'm just talking out my buttocks. But, you know. So, yeah, this weapon... Is it worse than the weapon I can buy here at this point? It might actually be still bad because it does bad damage. But... And it is actually better off stat-wise. This is just in the event you don't pull them in the dungeons. Huh. Well, that's a thing to learn. Yeah. Anyway, we are now level 38, nearing level 39, so we might actually not be in Cutter's Cry for long, because it's only 3 levels we need between that and Stone Vigil, so, you know. And I'll be honest, I haven't done Cutter's Cry in a long while, so I don't remember what there is to do with it as a whole, so we'll see, and we'll see whether or not they did change anything, if there was needed to be. Our first objective is to slay all 8 enemies that exist within the first room, so good to know that that is the actual objective, so that makes things a little bit easier to understand. Well, I say first room though, like, there's only 4. We're still fighting 3 of them. You feel a chill run down your spine. Oh. You've attracted more sentries, I see. I'm going to make assumptions that we don't want to be standing in the sand that's actively looking like things are using to kill tags to us. Actually, let's check. Yep, sand pillar actively hurts. Okay, good to know. But now we actually do need to go into one of them, because it's this bit here is a shifting sand, so we just mindlessly jump into quicksand. What could possibly go wrong? Thankfully, not much, and it's more enemies. So this is interesting as a way to go about things in the dungeon. We just slay a bunch of enemies a bunch. Oh god, I worry about how much XP there actually is in this dungeon. Remember, this is purely optional, so it could be that this dungeon actually is not that good and I might as well just do more ones of one. Again, we're feeling a chill down our spine because we defeated 3 enemies and there's a bunch more making their way to us. Ah, big ants. It sums up this dungeon quite well actually so far. There's a couple of other things that haven't been in the area that don't seem to get hunted by the ants. So this is actually a situation where Spreadshot's actually proving to be quite useful. It's just a way to just help reduce the health of all the enemies. And then there's just one left. And the sand begins to stir again, so somewhere around here is, aha, here it is, shifting sands. We hop on in. Ugh, pardon me. Oh, I do need a drink. That's why I grabbed more. And now for more of a traditional dungeon, as we got to just get through an area. So yeah, you know, a little different. I love when things are a little different from time to time. I look back on like playlists and it's like, oh, I haven't created some playlists. Oh, probably should get around to doing that. But I also look at like stuff and it's like, man, I really did just go, ah, oh, fuck, something fucked up. I don't have the progress I was doing in Fire Beef Green Nuzlocke. I really should go back and actually try again on that. Similar to how I went back to Gen 9 after I failed to try again. But instead of it being a failure because I sucked at the game and died horribly, it was because of just losing all the progress and saves and all that. It's just like, ugh. Because, I mean, I have Leaf Green on Switch too, thanks to Nintendo a couple of months back being like, hey, Gen 1 remakes. Not Gen 3, just the Gen 1 remakes. This is a shame anyway. I wouldn't mind there being the Gen 3 titles just all around on Switch too. Like, it's weird that XD Gale of Darkness is there on the thing, but not Colosseum. It's weird, but at the same time, it's not like you're going to be using them to specifically get all the Pokemon for the Gen 3 Pokédex, because there's no interconnectivity on that one, which is a shame in that way. In that respect, it's just like that was a kind of cool feature, just like, oh hey, you can use the transfer ability and this way leads nowhere. I was just trying to make sure that I wasn't being an idiot. God damn it. It's how it is though. I feel like that's the thing. All Pokemon past generations will have that issue where it's just like, well, can't connect as easily just due to how it works. Anyway, we've made it to a Myrmidon Princess. Yeah, it senses danger and so summons its soldiers. Well, thankfully these soldiers are quite easy to shoot. Oh, it's summoning a marshal now. Marshall actually has given it a bit of a vulnerability. So that means we actually did need to kill it for our things to be more effective. Yeah, more effectiveness. So this fight's quite a simple one really, it's just, oh, there's enemies that will spawn, just gotta keep the ads down while dealing with the boss. Simple enough logic, really. So that's not too bad. Because if this was a queen, it would make sense because queens tend to get protected by stuff. And we got Seal's Cloud, that's a body for Disciples of Magic, so that's really not that useful for us. And it's added to our inventory, meaning oh god, our armory chest is full. Boy, or specifically the chest bit's full. Sort, and then what's some low level gear? Well, not true blue coat. Oh, we still got the Makote stuff? Well, let's discard some of these, like, real, just low level stuff that we're never gonna use for anything other than. Ooh, not that. Alright, there we go. We freed some space. That green item will probably just leave in the inventory for now, because actually, we can place it in the armory chest just in case the game gets a bit uppity over it. Right, we are now in the wet sands. We were in the dry sands. We can tell it's wet because there's rainwater or whatever it is. We need to probably find a way down, so I'm not surprised if we just have to kill enemies. We are quite literally fighting sandstorms now. I'm quite literally just shooting at sand. We can actually see that it's a bunch of flies, but still, like, I don't think my bullets are going to be landing that easily. There must be something somewhere. Sabotenders. Oh, yeah, 1,000 needles. Better get away out of that. Ooh, righty then. The sands in the chamber begins to stir. Ah, okay, we found where we had to go. Alright, we're in another one. Can't just go. So I'm assuming where it is you just have to make your way to the end of the room. Whichever way you go depends on which enemies you fight. It's not close. Does mean that this bit is just a little tiresome. Although we've actually only been here and we're actually it's only about just hit the 10-minute mark in the dungeon. So what do I know, you know? Ooh, pardon me. Majority of dungeons takes about 15 to 20 minutes to clear. We have hit level 38, nearly level 39 on an almost 3-hour stream, but there's been quests that we've been doing, so specifically with this, so we didn't actually start doing dungeons for the first chunk of time. We had to get into Ishgard for starters. I started the game on the title screen just to show you the opening movie, and I'll do that with Stormblood and Shadowbringers and Endwalker and Dawn Trail, because, you know, they're nice cinematic things to see. Also allows us to change what title screen we see. So, like, if you just watch the Endwalker one, you'll end up getting the Endwalker one, which is neat. But it also does default to which content you're actively at in terms of the main story, so it will show up as Heavenwards for me, because I'm in Heavenwards. So, anyways, we did it. We made it to the sunken antechamber, which has a giant tunnel worm. Yay! So yeah, it decides to bury itself under the sand. That's great. wanted to fight fashion more. Ugh. Ow! We've been sludged. Ugh. I thought that conjurer can thankfully heal, so not completely utterly fucked. It loves hitting me with the dart. Fucking hell. I mean, yeah, that would reset the fight. But... boing, 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 boing. We have to reset this thing again. I love that I'm actually pressing lots of different buttons outside of dungeons that would just be, oh, I gotta spam all the heal buttons. I'm enjoying this. We've hit level 39, we might actually hit 40 actually, fuck yeah. Wing. That might not even be good for our class. Oh well. Oh, now we got to defeat a Chimera. Oh, everyone's trying to escape from me again. As we're in the final room where there's slimes called Slip Sand. And pools. Purples. Boom. You know what? Maybe there is one day where I'll actually download Senus on Xbox and give it a retry and be like, can I get back into a game that I violently ejected myself from because of fans being way too much or something. I'm surprised Starwell's not on Xbox, since Hoyo's put Genshin and Senus on there, but what do I know? Starwell's kind of celebrating the third anniversary, and it's like, huh, it's been 3 years since it came out. It came out 2023, I thought it came out earlier than that. This goes to show just how much of the early part of the decade just feels like a blur in too many ways. I do believe that that's just another, just there are some enemies and that's it sort of area there. Yeah, I don't see anything there. Right. So that means it should be this way. It's a Spriggan! And a golem that we have. An afternoon of grinding happiness. And then I'll then turn around and be like, actually, you know what? No, I won't be destroyed. Nah, I won't do that. I'd be annoyed with myself if I did that, because then I'd feel like I wasted time. I'm sorry, do you know, being level 54, level 50 content is perfectly fine, because that means I'll actually do the bloody quests that will be around in the areas. So, which will also help get us better gear, most likely, so... Dusk Vigil apparently has gone duty support now, so that's a level 40, that's a level 51 dungeon we can actively do. I'm not sure if I will do it, necessarily. I might do if it still has Aether Current stuff to it, but I think they removed that one. I'll talk more about Aether Currents when we get to the point where that becomes a thing. Because it won't immediately. It'll be like, oh, no flying for a bit, so it's like, meh. Again, we know which way to go, because it's this way we've got to go. Oh. Started out with like ants, and then it's turned into just golems and a chimera and a sandworm. It shows that there could be a lot of stuff underneath the nest. There's the border bit, so we get cutscenes. And we do get Mapping the World, Carter's Cry. Lovely, lovely stuff. It's clear that battle had waged here at some point in time. Now, of course, we have fought a Chimera before in the Relic Reborn content stuff to do with the Relic weapon that we happen to have. Speaking of which, I probably will actually at least touch on the Relic questline that exists with Machinist being at Heavenwards level only, but that's level 60 content. That's the thing. I feel like because we'll definitely be higher level than the lowest level we can be, maybe for content, that might be what pushes me to be the way I am. But yeah, this fight actually is very similar to the one that you do for the Relic questline. It's like it's the same enemy or something. So in reality, we probably actually know all the mechanics. We're just gotta be careful of the stuff that could harm. But in reality, it's also oh, I stood too close. Ugh. Yeah, okay, so I'm not used to fighting this fucker, so but we're almost done. It's gone down quite well. You do remember ranged DPS means I can actually take a step back. Oh wait, you may have just run around until it despawns or something. I made the mistake of just standing still. Okay, well, anyway, that just shows that the AI is actually quite good. See, when I talk about the AI within a game like this, it's like, oh yeah, I'm talking about the artificial intelligence of NPCs. We did it! We hit level 40 and we're not that far off from level 41, which means we might not even... Oh, we have a 1 turban that accounts for stuff, including engineer leggings. We got to the dungeons for lovely stuff, and pad inquire ones. Oh, you know what, that was fine for, like, glamour and whatnot. That would just stay in the infantry anyway. Well, we're still using this gun. So that's a thing we need to remember. Wait. So we are at the right level for thing. We get Rook Overdrive. I'm just going to move that over here for a second because going to actions and traits. Rook Overdrive is to order the Rook auto turret to use Rook Overload. Kind of a bit hard for it to do that when we don't have Rook auto turret because we need to do the level 40 quest. So for the time being, it's there, but like it's not really there. It's just order the proceedings. Oh, I was focusing on the wrong thing. Anyway, look before you weep. Looks like Stevion has stuff. I'm just gonna muck up names. It's fine. Ah, Chris, splendid! You arrived at the very moment I completed my newest Machinist marvel. Well, within the very hour at least. 'Tis unfortunate that many Ishgardians cannot appreciate the practicality of my work, such as my father, for instance. Fathers being bad? Never! I jest. Obviously. Ugh. there naught that can be done with for this dreadful odour? Stefan and Theon, my son, the days of shunning your nightly training have come to an end. Never should I have allowed you to set foot inside this workshop. Had I but known that the curiosity you displayed as a boy would develop into this all-consuming distraction. Is that all you came to say, father? I am well aware of your distasteful. Nay, Stephanus, Theon, there is more. House Desamel has sounded a call to arms, and House Helionate is bound to answer. As you well know, however, our companions are light on lances. If we are to avoid dishonouring our name, every able soldier, my own son included, must take up spear and sword and march to battle. I have not the disposition for charging into enemy ranks, father. I do not raise a coward. Consider your next word carefully, boy. As manufacturing chief, I hold the authority to expel anyone from this workshop. On purgement, mayhap, there's only one chief we answer to, go the people that work here. Aye, I understand that our ranks have grown thin, thus is our house in dire need of the support my machinists will bring. Challenging them with dragon's spear and sword is the work of seasoned heroes, warriors possessed of unflagging stamina and robust physique. According to a firearm, however, even the scrawniest commoner could engage those same skilled demons from afar. Think of it, father. If the masses were trained in the machinist profession, the casualties of fang and claw would be considerably diminished. Machinist companies would soon form the backbone of our defence, and as the master of the manufactory, the accolades would belong to House Halionat. That is true, it would belong to their house. Train the masses? Foolish boy! No low-born army could ever replace a contingent of disciplined knights. The idea of quality over quantity is already been there. It is time, my lord. Sevra is expected to descend upon our defences within the hour. Sevra? You mean that great brute with naught but our knights? They will engage that one. What would you have me do? The dragonfly straight as an arrow for our foe and skyfire locks. Convenient this parkour as we can get into right now. Should we let them be destroyed, the price will be both steep in coin and honour. Father, you must allow me to deploy my machinists. Once you have witnessed them bow, even you will be unable to deny their effectiveness. Do as you will, Stefan. As matters stand, I will not turn away a lame chocobo if it offered to defend our holdings. Be certain to assemble your forces at the locks ere Sevra arrives. Well, looks like we're time to shoot dragons. Hey, the thumbnail's relevant. I'm gonna get murdered by a dragon. Ah, it's a Bono. Oh dear, I feared I allowed my passions to impair my bad judgment of all my budding machinists. Only you have seen true combat. 'Tis to you then that I would entrust the use of my prototype device. The Wook, as I have taken to calling it, is an auto turret. Yay! A type of machinist weapon that fights on its own. Do you recall Russell's explanation of the Aethero transformer? That contraption at your waist will convert your body's Aether into the lightning aspected energy required to power the turret. You need simply to activate the weapon, and it will supplement your own attacks. Oh, pardon me. Sevra has played House Halionat for long years. Should you employ the Wook to good effect, then we may rid ourselves of both a deadly enemy and my father's antiquated notions in one fell swoop. So we do get it now in this quest. It's just talk to Stevaton, watch the cutscene, talk to Stevaton. Be like, aha, my latest thing, woo, yay, woody. Really, this Soul Sense not really doing much. But the heat gauge is now expanded. The battery gauge, ooh, that's a big neck. The battery gauge accumulates when certain actions are performed and allows the placement of a Wook auto turret, which will attack your target. Also allows the deployment of an automaton queen, acquired at level 80, to fight alongside us. So, you know, useful, to say the least. Securing the locks is our next quest, and we can immediately pick it up here at level 40. Well, Chris, we are as ready can be, all except for our wayward instructor. We've been so kind as to locate Wasnessor and inform him of the urgency of our situation. Imagine he's loitering in Foundation somewhere, making his unhurried way to the workshop. Alright, I'll go look for him. I'm also going to change where the recorder turret is. It uses the same meter as Hyperdrive does, so it does mean that we actually have to care about using things. It deploys for 9 seconds, uses that up, and it deploys a single target battle turret which attacks using volley fire, dealing damage with potency of 35. Potency increases as battery gauge exceeds required cost at time of deployment up to a maximum of 75. It consumes battery gauge upon execution and shuts down when time expires or upon execution of Rook Overdrive, which we are now able to use as long as we've got the Rook turret out. It is a potency of 160 and it increases as battery gauge exceeds required cost at the time. of deployment up to a maximum of 320. The rook auto turret shuts down after execution. If this action is not used manually while the rook auto turret is active, it will be triggered automatically immediately before shutting down. So yeah, we have a choice to basically be like, nah, use it immediately. Ooh, he might be actually more up in this little bit. Potentially. The Ark of the Humble. I was right, he is more in this bit. Hooray! What's the fool? We have work to do. Ah, Chris, look at this scrag I caught me creeping about near the workshop. Up to no bloody good. Oh, you've caught a person. So I sat him down for a friendly chat. We've got work to do. A dragon attack? And the boss needs every hand on deck, does he? Aye, I'll be right there. Just as I'm done wringing some answers from this ugly sword. You know where there's one rat, there's always a dozen more. Might be best if you take a quick look around yourself and deal with any troublemakers before you head back. No need to murder anyone, mind. The noise from a slug shot or to scare them off. Aha, yep. So we gotta scare off some troublemakers throughout the area. Well, let's go do that then. Start dashing. Our sprint while holding the gun actually has us hold it two-handed. Smart. Good. It'd be weird if we didn't. Just like one of them's down over here, which assume is down here. Yeah, the other one's upwards. So while we're here, we'll tune to this Avenette shard. Cloud 9 near the broom area is where there's an embed, so we'll definitely probably go over there. Oh, it's actually a little bit more upwards again. Ah, that's because it's depending on which elevation we're at. But hey, you know, we're running around. I can peloton and run around a little faster. Oi, you! You ain't seen the last of me. Harassing our dear machinists. Me thanks. The name's Celestux, one of your fellow machinists. If you didn't know, I was making preparations for a fight with several when that thug ambushed me. Don't bother chasing him. I doubt he knows more than what he was paid to do. But he did make it damn clear that someone out there has a grudge against our workshop. Gee, I wonder who. Anyway, we'll get back to be duties. We ain't never fought in a proper battle, let alone against a monster like Sevra, and we'll need all the advantages we can get. Indeed, which is why it's a little annoying that someone around here is trying to fuck it all up. But, nah, it's to be expected, really. Well, we might as well use this merchant mender while we're here, not to purchase weapons. Ah, this is where you get the dark knight ones. That makes sense. But to repair our gear. We'll go that way. We gotta go up the stairs. I wonder what. Oh, hey. So that's a Dark Knight NPC. That's for Heavenwards onwards. That's obviously that's from 50 onwards. Segura is. So we actually have no reason to care about the fact that he's a named NPC at this time, and that's when we wanted to start doing Dark Knight stuff. How uncouth! But I suppose I should expect naught less from one of Ruthnifal's underlings. He learned it from the vicious brute himself. Heed my words, the Sky Steel manufacturing plays heaven to villains. For the safety of Ishgard's citizens, the manufacturing must needs be shut down. Their Rogan instructor poses as a former commodore of the Knights of the Barracuda. This is a lie. In truth, he is a bloodthirsty pirate who murdered his entire crew. So it's clear that there's definitely a bunch of people who don't want machinists to be of any worth. Again, I wonder who would have value in disrupting this and want us all to not be doing our jobs. Well, we can till the cows come home all we want. At the moment, it doesn't really matter. We're not even hit level 50 yet, so we're not. Actually, we're only 10 levels away. Like that's the thing. That it's actually been quite quick. Ah, what in the seven hells? You could have taken off a toe! You're obviously new pup, aren't you? If it's a job you're looking for, then look no further than that backstabbing Lomindian cur. Alright, calm down. Right, anyway, let's go and talk to Stephenson, and what a load of NPCs. What the hell's going on there? Oh, not even NPCs, just other people. What? I thought everyone would be busy doing 7.5. Is everything alright? One of all tells me there are villains afoot, making trouble for the workshop. Yeah, there is. I had to shoot at them a little. Intimidating my machinists, were they? Setting fires and spreading rumours? Joy too has overheard foul slander intended to defame our master of marksmanship. We took every care to choose the right employee, me lordship. We could do a lot worse than the former Commodore of Limsa Leminza's Barracudas. And now half of Ishgard thinks he's lying, that he's a convict of terrible crimes. Does someone seek to harm the manufacturer's standing with these attacks upon our instructor's character? I'm sorry, Waffenall. Your association with the machinists has brought you naught but ridicule and insult. Ah, don't blame yourself, boss. After all, more than half that stuff's probably true. Ah, there we go. I was the Commodore of the Cudas. Why haven't I got kicked out of my arse for making a bloody mess of things? That's why you found me in Camp Over. I was there to visit one of my old underlings. Of course, he'd rather take another axe to the face before he talked to me. My mistakes cost some more than others, and there's no bastard in the Lenosia as call me friend. Your mysterious rival must have learned to be tarnished past, because they offered a fortune for me to accept the job as your master of marksmanship. Suppose they thought the workshop would be ruined once the truth behind the charming reputation became common knowledge. But as it turns out, I don't take kindly to being some faceless bastard's puppet, so I took their coin, and yours, and made for the hills. I had no intention of fulfilling my contract, not until your adventurer here got me fired up about teaching in truth. That said, there aren't naught in the agreement that says I've got to fight bleeding dragons, and my students will give a better showing without me there growling over their shoulders anyhow. Fair enough then. Though his support will be missed, Williams always may have corrected his assumption. Our demonstration will be more impressive for his absence. Let's check our weapons one last time and assemble Skyfire locks. Easy enough objective. The Skyfire locks is back in Corvus, so we'll have to back over in Camp Dragonhead region, so we'll have to go with that. Yeah, that's some Mechanist doing Mechanist stuff, and that's some Bono just standing there menacingly. Oh, that's no look. Now this is truly Heavenwards. Shoot, we gotta go shoot a dragon? Yay! And it is a single player duty. Makes sense. Don't want people who are just getting into the area for the first time being like, what the fuck's over there? Especially Dragoons, because they'll probably hop in here before they even get to the actual quests. Allow me to brief you on our defensive strategy. The dragon and its minions arrive. Atop each of the 3 locks, we have placed a dragon-slaying cannon. Our task as machinists shall be to defend the cannons from Severus' lesser kin. You will find a lock in the northeast. Yep. A lock to the northwest. And a lock up Joy's bomb. No. And a lock to the south. I will track the concentrations of our enemy and direct you to the cannon most in need of protection. Alright, fair enough. Hark! The dragons have come! Everyone to your positions! Oh, to the southern cannon? Okay. Oh wait, they might. Oh yeah, it doesn't use the same gate. Why am I on that? What was I on? It's just that they look similar in terms of their batteries. The battery indicators look similar. So I might be back off things, but I don't know. Oh. To the northeastern one. Sadly, at the moment, the iron skill that actually seems to actually do stuff is it's not too actually do much. Right, okay, that. The other cannons are in and dire straits as well. I immediately do its overload thing. Ah, wow. Thing's gone low. And Severus here. Fuck. This is just your more standard fighter thing. Shame one of the things went, but maybe that's because I didn't go to it as fast as I could have. Oh well. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, we did it! We've won, Father! My machinists have carried the day. Yay! We did it! We did a good job. Definitely having that additional firepower does help. Well, Father, do you see how well we might prevail against dragons without risking the lives of our soldiers? 'Twas a most impressive display. I must admit your commoners acquitted themselves admirably. I thought I heard the terrible dinner cannons being fired, or do I hasten out here to find but the highborn Helionats frolicking in the snow with their lowborn lackeys? It's some twat. After providing you with this opportunity to improve the ailing reputation of noble house, does the consideration of House Desimel not merit a formal reply? Lord Telegranch, my apologies. The foe was upon us ere we could put quill to parchment. Ah yes, I imagine you were full occupied with scraping together a sizable company of soldiers, for your dear son was as ardent with his knightly training as he is with his idle tinkering. There is naught idle in my work. You would not speak such insults had you seen my machinists in action. Oh, such a temper! It would seem your association with commoners has eroded your manners as well as your martial skills. Well, it would appear that we've definitely got a villain on our hands here a little bit. I feel so confident in these machinists of yours, perhaps you should enter them in the upcoming tourney. Mayhap I shall. Upon my oath, we will turn Ishgard's tradition-bound combat upon its ear. Well, okay, that's a tall order. Oh boy. The Holy Seas adjudicators will be most impressed when your lone-born rabble is chopped to pieces by the tested blades of noble champions. Ah, great. My son, what have you done? The tourney is a stage upon which is flaunted the might and mettle of the four great houses. Only the finest knights are chosen to participate. Even with the aid of your machinists, our battle ranks stand little chance of victory. Must we now parade our shame before the highest echelons of the Holy See? Do not be so swift to miss our chances, father. Giving my word, House Halionat will leave the contest with its pride intact. And furthermore, should we win, I will have your word that you shall yield the money of the manufactory to me. Well, very steadfast in his opinions. Very well, my stubborn boy. And whether you win or no, you be sure to give House Desimel a damn good pummeling. I shall see it done, father. We will not disappoint you. So his father's not too bad after all, but hey, it's clear that we've got a much bigger issue, and his other great houses might be a little bit like, that house is trying to do a thing. We should stop them. But anyway, Chris, by virtue of your undeniable expertise, my father has at last recognised the value of machinery. But we cannot stop at but one hard-headed night. This tourney will be our opportunity to demonstrate to all and sundry the potential of our profession. My lordship, if I may, it seems that Lord Telgrinch has a dislike for commoners such as me. If my presence cause you more trouble, then maybe I should quit the manufactory. Pay no mind to that prison fop lass. He is all piss and wind. Aye, ever has Tanglegrinch thought to needle me in such a manner? 'Tis not you, my dear, that he despises. 'Tis the mingling of highborn and lowborn. How dare a noble and a commoner be within breathing room of each other? That is just... I can't believe it, how dare they? House Desimel is a powerful family, and their talent for the building of fortifications has brought them vast wealth and influence. Staunch allies of House Duendiri, the Desimels have also been party to a number of significant victories. Thus do they stand at the peak of Ishgardian society, looking down their noses at any who do not share their noble pedigree. If you truly wish to please me, then I would have you shine your brightest in the tourney, and wipe that arrogant smirk from his face. Shall we be on our way? Indeed, we shall be back into Ishgard post-haste. I don't need to teleport from here, to be fair, but it's quick and wide into the gates of bloody judgment. I must confess my misgivings to you, Chris. When queried as to our chances of victory, my prospecting it returned an unfavourable result. We triumphed over dragons, 'tis true, but such a battle has not prepared us to face coordinated parties of seasoned knights. My machinists are simply not ready. 'Tis fortunate then that the tourney is yet some days away. Let's keep such disheartening talk from our colleagues and continue to train them and ourselves for the contest ahead. Yep, so now we gotta hop on to level 45 to get to the next quest. And we are just barely off of 41. You gotta be kidding me. Casquay actually takes a bit to get to the first boss. That's actually a little annoying, actually. Fucking hell. Because we're not far off from 41. Then we'd be in Stone Vigil for 3 levels. Desimel for 3-ish levels. And then Ornfell for 3 levels. Which wouldn't take too long, I would argue. Ooh, pardon me. I think I was supposed to put this in the grinding session playlist, and I'll probably put the next part in that too, because I've honestly, we've been playing for 3.5 hours. I want to take a break, so next time we'll get the last 10 levels of Machinus up to 50, and then yeah, get an actual start on Heavenwards. Lois, you can always do all the stuff you can on YouTube, and I'll see you all next